What is a ray of light without the shadow it creates? What is the darkness without desire for flame? What is a warrior without a worthy foe? What would you like to do? It's time to roll. When the lines between good and evil are blurred, no one knows if there is Dune or Paler came first. An ancient struggle throughout all time to push against the other keeps both upright. Is the coming chaos worth the peace? Is it all just a puzzle to complete? A one-sided coin can't exist, isn't real, and thus goes the tales of Ethyl. Thus goes the tales of Ethyl.
All right, what is going on, everyone? We are finally live. And you know, we didn't have to wait 2 weeks this time, so at least there's that. What's going on? I am Uppercase Karma, your DM for the evening, and welcome to episode 17 of Tales of Ethyl. Fucking bonkers. We're obviously going to have quite a few drinks tonight and quite a few tokes, so if I lose consciousness, I'd like you to blame Josh for me.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're going to start with our introductions like we always do. In my bottom left, we've got Silus.
I am CJ, I play Silus, and I am a bit more distant than normal in more ways than one.
Right next to him, we've got Kazim.
Hey, I'm Josh. I play Kazim. Yeah, blame me if Karma dies.
Right next to him, we've got our newest character, Iahme.
Oh my god. So it's Iahme.
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 Anyway,
hi guys, I'm Dyer. I play Iahme. I used to play Mistrix, our sad little bard cat, but now we get to discover the fanciness that is the fancy one.
and last but not least is our returning worker bee, Miss Nico.
Yeah, the work sucked so badly. Like, it sucked so bad.
And
So happy to be back.
quick shout out, I know if those of you with a keen eye will see over to, I think it's this side of me, you'll notice that we have a new logo done by our Miss Dragon Witch. She made us a sweet new fucking logo that I'm putting on absolutely everything. It's amazing. So thank you, Dragon. It's fucking awesome.
You are more than welcome.
It's so cool. So, and again, I am Uppercase Karma, I am your DM, and I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing. I'm gonna start this with our first shot of the evening. For all of those of you joining me, please partake as of right now. Cheers to you. Cheers to the campaign. Let's have some fun. Take. Oh. About as Zephyr's nightcap, so I'm drinking tequila tonight. It's gonna be fun.
I drank white rum. I'm very, very disappointed by white rum.
Oh, it's so bad.
Well,
All right. I don't think... Am I missing anything? I've done the TikToks. I've done all the other stuff. I had to check with them because I don't remember what I do every single time. I'm a disaster. All right.
Don't forget, check us out on Spotify.
Check out the Spotifys, the TikToks, the YouTubes, and if you're already on those things, then come over here and check out our Twitch then, because that's where we're doing this live. Josh, thank you for adding the Discord link in there. That's where we're all at if you want to ask us some weird questions, or if you just want to come see the weird shit that we're fucking into. I post recipes sometimes, we'll post awesome cool shit and the links to all of our other stuff in there, but yeah. Without further ado,
If we make it to 690 episodes, we'll do a Tales of Ethyl OnlyFans.
dead serious, right now, someone clip this. If we make it to episode 690,
I'll put it on TikTok.
100%, 690, episode 690 on Tales of Ethyl, I'm making a Tales of Ethyl OnlyFans. 100% it's happening.
I will specifically draw up tasteful nudes of all our characters.
But yes, it's happening.
started on those now.
Oh my god, it's happening.
Get us to 690.
690, that's
Tales
what...
of Ethyl. Tales of
Including
Ethyl
previously
past
dead.
when.
Oh yes, all of them, including the previous leds, so there will be Mistrix
Yeah,
ones.
nude calendar, you know,
Yeah.
that's gonna be
We'll
up
do
there.
calendars.
So we all have to go through 3 characters. to fill out.
On an unrelated note, can we do 601 minute
I'm gonna
episodes?
have Nico,
Six-
Tamiel.
601 minute episodes.
Nobody wants to see a naked Tammy.
Everyone wants to.
I would.
I'm gonna tell y'all right now, y'all really do want to see a naked Tammy. All right, it is.
I do.
I do.
Chef's kiss.
I do.
It's beautiful. Anyway,
I want to see a naked.
well, on that weird ass note, let's get into our tale of mystery and wonder of our homebrew based on a video game based on a homebrew that we otherwise known as Tales of Ethyl. So, last we left off, our group had, after a fight amongst themselves, after our unfortunate event with Mistrix, they decided to venture off into the forest and to continue on to River's Run. They all did kind of stick together while, for some reason, Nico hasn't been around for a little bit. It's just been Tammy helping guide them, as he says. The other two clearly not trusting him, just want to continue on to River's Run and forget the scroll that Tammy's been warning them so much about as to what possible worth can it be. After a long adventure, they still got ways to go before they get there through the woods, as it is supposed to take quite a while. They come across a house. And after investigating the house for a while and finding some pretty interesting and pretty useful things, they found out that there was somebody home. They didn't realize who, but they go down and find a man named Marin that is downstairs. And he seems to be a humanoid of some kind, but incredibly deformed. Tammy, thankfully, explains to the group that this is what happens with a necklace that Kazim had found that cures diseases, but unfortunately doesn't reverse some symptoms, as Marin was going through the middle of a transformation as a werewolf. And because he was cured halfway through, he was left disfigured and deformed. Tammy did offer to help correct some of the mistakes that this disease had caused amongst him and ventured down into the basement to perform surgery, if you will. At that moment, the rest of the group decided that they were going to go kind of watch the perimeter, make sure no one's around. We found ourselves a very interesting elf, just kind of walking down the street, noticing the cart, yelling out, "Hello?" To which we found our new friend, Iahme, who was a bit fancier than they're kind of used to, but while they were talking, heard a scream come from downstairs. As they approached downstairs, learning that Tammy was doing as he promised and performing this corrective surgery on top of Marin and becoming normal. After some painful minutes, he was returned to a kind of more normal human safe and ever so thankful, offering them as much as he could. And the adventurers, satisfied with the kind of result that happened there, ventured forth. They rested for the night, and Silus, unable to sleep, decided that he was going to kind of check the perimeter, in which he saw Tammy talking to an unusual individual, a black dragonborn that he didn't recognize for some reason. But he unfortunately doesn't speak Draconic and has no idea what they were talking about. As we all woke up to a beautiful breakfast being made by our Sir Silus, and everyone else kind of waking up into a normal stupor, and Iahme waking up in the back of a cart that Tammy had produced for them to sleep in a nice and warm. Everyone has had their long rests. Everyone is nice and relaxed as we begin our day, and I'd like to ask the group, what would you like to do?
Well, since the group is kind of silent right now, I'm going to come forth and actually admit that Nico is gonna still be in the necklace for a little bit.
Yep. As we'll say that as you wake up, Iahme, you notice on the bed next to you is still that strange figure that seems familiar to you, but also doesn't, as he kind of rises to himself and goes, "Good morning."
Of course, she would greet him. Not really saying anything, but like the curt little nod. And she's probably going to get herself ready for the day.
Okay. As you begin picking up your things, kind of thankful that you've woken up in a place that is familiar to you. As this odd figure stands up and kind of walks out into the beautiful morning. He opens up the back of the caravan into a beautiful sunny day in the woods in which you guys had decided to stay in. And you're smelling these foods begin to cook off in the distance as Tammy kind of looks over and says, it seems that our orcish friend is preparing some of his traditional breakfast for us. And you're smelling the garlics and the herbs and you're hearing sizzling meat coming from outside the caravan.
She's going to get up and, like, as she's, like, undoing her hair to redo it, she's going to follow him out and just kind of look around and be like, so your friends, are they always this down?
Unfortunately, we've experienced a bit of a hard loss. We were originally 4 members, but some unfortunate circumstances. And as he's saying this, he's kind of like staring off into the woods, not really looking at you anymore. And you're seeing a bit of a face change, but you don't know if this is normal or not as he goes. And she didn't make it, unfortunately. As he kind of snaps back into that kind of cocky personality and goes, but life goes on, so are things. Shall we join our friends?
Indeed, if they will have us this morning, it seems the best option.
Silus, you didn't really sleep all that much last night, so you do know that you had exhaustion, but you did manage to get short rest and stuff, so you are healed, but you do have exhaustion from your kind of sleepless night of how you've been feeling, because that's how you described it to me the last time. What are you doing this morning?
Yep,
I assume you already went hunting, you already had meat on you, so I assume that I just kind of assumed you were cooking your breakfast as you normally do.
Yeah, Silus prepares 6 portions, takes 1 for himself, and once he has eaten, he's going to tend to all the horses.
Okay. So I would say that since you have been up for earlier, so you've probably been working for earlier, you've probably about halfway through your meal by the time Tammy and Iahme walk up to the little campground you've got going on. Kazim, are you just asleep through this whole thing? Are you awake? What's going on?
I'm probably awake, just trying to keep my eyes on the newcomer.
Okay.
Just in case.
You want to roll for perception for me? Or
19?
19? Okay. So as you are kind of sitting there, I assume you guys have like a little campfire, and you've probably found some like stumps or rocks for you to just kind of comfortably sit on without necessarily sitting on the ground. You're watching the newcomer come up, and you're seeing her very tall, slender, feminine frame. You're seeing that her hair is incredibly long as you get a kind of a closer look and realize that not only does it go down into braids, but it seems to like almost turn into a harness around her body in this beautiful green dress underneath it, as well as oh, excuse me. I need to make sure music's fucking up. You also notice that she's got her like the silver scythe on the bottom of it with this dragon head on the end. You also do notice kind of like in this chest area, as the dress begins to dip down, you swear you see like this black patch of something. And as she kind of turns her head as she's talking to Tammy, you notice again on the back, kind of behind her ear, there's a small black patch of something. But yep.
So on the nape of her neck as well.
Oh, and on the back, as she kind of turns around, as she's looking like off in the distance, as Tammy's kind of explaining something to her, you notice on the back of her head, kind of the nape of her neck, there is another black little patch of something as you begin walking up to your guys' camp. Good morning, you two.
With the silence, Iahme's gonna kind of dip in a curtsy as she's like finishing tying her hair around her waist.
No need for such formality.
In other words, fuck you, Tammy.
Not what I said.
I'm not sure exactly what I've done to you this morning, Kazim, but good morning to you as well. As he produces like this loaf of bread and hands it off to you.
She's gonna kind of take a seat off to the side and be like, seeing as we're rather quiet this morning, I'm assuming we had a rough night.
Many thoughts, none of which coherent.
You look like you
Well, if you're-
haven't slept there, Silus. Are you alright?
Because I haven't.
Well, perhaps while we're on our way, you can rest in the back of the carriage while we continue on to River's Run.
I would rather I look at that hide that we procured the other day.
Fair enough.
It's about time we started using our resources.
Absolutely. Fair enough. Well, I believe I will go check on the horses and allow you three to chat. As Tammy begins to kind of slowly stand up, and you can tell he's obviously feeling uncomfortable, as I would assume that both Silus and Kazim are kind of like eyeballing him because they're still
Not
kind of uncomfortable with him being around.
Silas is not making eye contact with anyone. He is like zoned in on the food.
Okay. As Tammy's just kind of walks off towards the carriage, and you see him kind of weirdly produce a pail in his hand as he begins walking towards them.
I've been informed that you all have had a rough week. Is there anything in particular that I can help with?
Nope.
A fast answer from someone who doesn't even know what I do.
Can you... She's not even dead. I can't even ask, can you raise the dead?
Is your friend trapped somewhere?
Irreversibly.
Everything is reversible if you try hard enough.
No, not this one. This is a permanent kind of thing.
Are you certain?
I don't even have the power for idioms right now. I'm very certain.
Alright. Well, I apologize again. I did not intend to step upon what little bit of fragile glass there is here, but apparently I have.
You have done nothing within your control. I fear some of us are finding our place in the world for better or worse.
I greatly understand that. I also would like to let you know that though I am new here, I am very unbiased when it comes to my wordings and my phrasings of things. So if you need, I am here to listen. It is the least I can do.
If you will forgive my defensive walls, the last time I opened up to someone, they ended up leaving. A mistake
that
I do not
person-
intend on making twice.
Was that person a person of confession?
A person of trust. Trust is a resource I fear I no longer have.
Perhaps it's just a little deeper than you feel. She's gonna kind of give him a faint smile of, it's okay to not understand how you're feeling at the moment.
I will leave you two to decide our heading for the day. Those hides won't tend to themselves. And I'm gonna go to the back of the carriage and try and find the Borghast hide.
As you kind of begin walking up to the carriage, you notice that the back of it seems to have a kind of like wooden door now in the center of it, and you kind of open it up. It seems to open up to this almost larger than it should be kind of bedroom, as you just hear, "Oh, I'm sorry," as he kind of Tammy waves his hand and it just kind of drops, and you're seeing the bags of stuff that you guys have back there, and you see rolled up nice neatly on the one side the Barghast hides that you guys managed to get.
I want to inspect it and sort of, see, given my very limited knowledge on craftsmanship, sort of what options we have if we were to give this to the right expert.
So I need you to roll for nature. Yeah, roll for nature.
Yep. Okay, that's a disadvantage anyway, so that's that.
Is that with disadvantage? And I'm gonna say with survival, because right now you're figuring out what you normally do with a hide. So we're gonna do that first. So roll for survival, something that you would do pretty good at.
I have exhaustion, so everything
Right.
everything I do has.
That's right.
Okay, so all right, survival in that case. That's higher, so that's fucking useless to me. 13.
Okay, now roll. Roll for intelligence? No, wisdom. Roll for wisdom.
Just okay. Oh, that's a nat 20. Fucking nice.
Okay.
Don't get to use you.
That sucks.
Because it's still I mean, that's not as bad. That's a 14. But
Okay, so
cool.
you would take a guess that you might be able to tan that like normal hide, like you would for like a deer, for like bear skin or something like that. You're not sure. It's fairly, that's fairly clean and that you could probably hang it up for tanning, but you're not sure how well it would cure. And then when it comes to what they can kind of turn it into, you're not even sure who you would give that to, because would it have magical properties? Would it wouldn't? You're kind of too tired to really be able to figure that out.
From the size of it, does it look like it would better fit Kazim than me?
No, it looks like it would be way too big for Kazim. Barghast are huge.
Might need to cut this down then. Could it fit 2 individuals if we were to cut it the right way?
So
I don't want armor.
With an actual professional, you're pretty sure that if you got somebody that was a very, very good craftsman, that they could probably make at least like 2 cloaks out of it for perhaps 2 individuals, maybe even different kind of items out of it. But you also know that because you guys only skinned one of them, so you know that you'd probably only get 1 shot at being able to get 2, because if you missed up a little bit, you'd probably half of it would be too small. So with a really good craftsman, probably, but it's uneasy.
Okay, that's a surprise tool that'll help us later. Cool, got it.
Hot dog.
In which case, I am just going to take stock of our supplies.
My human brain says, use it as a blanket.
You could. Absolutely could. It's large enough. So as you're kind of sitting in the back taking stock, are you, Kazim, and Iahme doing anything?
I'm probably keeping my distance. I want to make sure that nothing's going on. Newbie's not trying to steal from us. And then just side-eyeing Tammy, making sure he's keeping above board.
Yep, he's just... Actually, you know what? Roll for perception.
16.
Okay, so first I want to ask Iahme, what are you doing?
She would honestly be looking them over to see if she can find a way to not lower their guard, but like get them more comfortable about her being there.
So what you notice, Kazim, is as you're kind of eyeing her over, you're kind of like looking at you're seeing her just kind of sitting there as she's eating your guys' breakfast, and I assume that you're eating as well. She's just kind of, she's not being suspicious, but she's obviously like sizing you and Silus up, trying to figure out her kind of place in this whole situation. As you look over at the carriage where Tammy and Silus are, you'll see Silus in the back as he's kind of going through your guys' stock, as Tammy's just kind of brushing the horses, and you see him paying a little bit extra. You see him bring like a carrot out of nowhere as he walks over to Buttercup and just kind of feeds it to her, and he just kind of spends a little bit more time brushing her mane than the other horses.
All right. So she's gonna look at Kazim and kind of put her food back down. Take a deep breath and center herself and just kind of look at him and be like, "Excuse me, may I ask you a couple questions before I get too deep into this and not mess things up more than I have?"
I can't guarantee any answers, but sure.
I'm pondering if you all were ready for something to happen. It seems that you all are taking whatever this person did to a very high extent. Is that how they meant it?
That's a hard one. We're not. I don't think any of us are really prepared for a loss of a close friend. We definitely weren't. We went in hoping to save that friend, and it didn't work out.
And I take it your large friend was closer to her than you were.
I don't know about that, but we've both lost a lot of people recently, Silus especially. So it's just hitting especially hard.
Understood. Loss is a very difficult thing for many to take, let alone, as you say, so close together.
My wounds are a bit fresher, but his are deeper. I don't want to pretend that I know what he's going through, but he's getting hit. I feel harder than me.
Understood. Never doubt your feelings compared to someone else's. No one's feelings ever compare to anyone's. No matter if they went through the same exact moment at the same exact time, everyone's brain takes things a little differently. I like to base people on how they recover from the situations, more than the situation itself.
Do you mind if I ask you a couple questions back, tourist?
Of course. Anything I'm willing to answer. For, as it is my job as a high priestess to answer questions openly.
Well, that's just it, isn't it? You're a high priestess. What are you doing out in the woods?
I've been sent by my dragon to do whatever he deems appropriate.
Okay. In the middle of the woods?
I did not ask where. I was just told and I followed. Trust me, if I had the choice to not wake up in 3 different brothels across 8 different places, I would have totally gone with that. But I am where I am.
Yeah, we're gonna have to touch back on that one. That just doesn't track. Maybe some other time though. Is it about time to start heading back onto the road, or has Silas finished the tanning?
I mean, yeah, Silus would, like, if you look over at Silus, he's just kind of making sure that we've got everything that we had when we arrived, and when he knows that we have, then he will simply, go to Artemis and start untying her and cleaning her shoes and very menial things.
You go over to Artemis, and you notice that she's got a carrot in her mouth that you You didn't give it to her, and it looks as if her mane's been brushed a little bit. As you look over, and you do see Tammy now working on Pistachio as he is bringing him a nice treat as he's brushing that mane.
I'm still gonna do it myself, even if it doesn't need doing, because it's the sense that Silus is trying his best to keep himself in a routine, and he's actively trying to be quite robotic and, I guess, anatomic, maybe.
Okay. Are you guys, Kazim, you walking back to the carriage?
Yeah, I'm gonna find my spot in the back of the cart and try to keep an eye out on the road.
Okay.
May I say something? By your silence, I'm assuming it's all right if I do.
Was that directed towards me?
Yes.
Sorry.
I would like to say that, though I am new to this whole situation and your all's predicaments, please feel free to take my ability of listening in any regard you need it. And understand that I may not know what you've gone through, but in my 200 and some odd years of life, I have seen a lot of loss. And to be frank, the way you all are handling it seems a bit volatile.
Did you say 200?
I'm Elven.
Motherfucker, I'm 6!
Hey! I mean, yeah, there's a reason I can't process this well. I'm the equivalent of a teenager.
Then, by all means.
Yo, buddy!
Same
here!
Basically, she's saying anything you need to talk about, she will help you through it. She's not going to judge you on it, but she can see that the way you all are processing your emotions and not working with each other and talking with each other could lead to some very toxic things between each other.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
But
That's the gist she's giving.
Sometimes you want to be a little unhealthy, you know?
With that, she's gonna kind of like gather her things and walk off to find Tammy, because yeah.
Well, as Tammy's noticing you guys coming back to the cart, and Kazim is hopping onto the back, Tammy's probably beginning to hop up onto the front of the carriage and grab the reins as he looks down at you and says, "Care to join me up here?"
She's gonna kind of nod slightly and put her things like in between them so she doesn't get too close to him.
So Tammy will kind of look over his shoulder and goes, "Kazim, have you decided where we're heading?"
What? Am I actually taking a leadership role right now? Because I'm not sure I appreciate it.
Well, I would, but I would assume that you and your compatriot would have quite a problem with that.
To River's Run.
Excellent, sir, as he sarcastically hits the reins and begins going down the path.
Is the orcish gentleman joining us?
You'll notice as Tammy just kind of smiles and just kind of looks over to the side, and you'll see kind of a good, 20 feet off, kind of on this side of the road, almost to the tree line, you'll see Silus on his own horse as he's kind of going along, but obviously not really paying much attention to us as a group. I think it may be best for us to leave him be for the moment. Mornings are especially hard for him.
Hey, Tammy.
Yeah?
Can we get the other guy back?
Well, I don't know.
The
Let me ask him.
other guy? She's gonna kind of look at him and be like, am I missing something?
Yes.
As you see him kind of like sit there, and he doesn't say much or anything. His eyes kind of. Actually, you know what? Roll for investigation for me, Iahme.
Son of a bitch! I don't want to die right now, guys. Come on. I don't know. Okay, D20's over here. It's a crystal. I forgot that. I'm not as good at investigation as I used to be. That is an 18.
You'll see this person you know as Tammy. His eyes will kind of gloss over this weird, cloudy, like blue smoke kind of taking over his entire eye. And it's like a very pale sky blue kind of look, as that smile on him kind of goes down into a kind of more neutral face. And after a moment or two of him still holding onto the reins, his shoulders almost seem to droop a little bit. The smile is not really there anymore as the eyes begin coming back, but you notice the eyes that you've noticed before, one black and one white, they seem to have switched places.
She's going to ever so gently put her hand on his wrist and ask if he's okay.
Oh, I wouldn't do that.
Eldritch Blast!
Look, she doesn't know. She doesn't know. She doesn't know.
That's what I gotta do. I mean, yes, he doesn't take well sudden touches. Eldritch Blast.
Please don't kill the horses. You see the horses in front of you. Please.
Okay, roll for an attack with disadvantage.
Because it's a claw. That's a 19. And that's a 3. 3 plus 8.
Alright,
That's 11.
11?
4 horses.
I don't think it is.
Wait, Karma?
Huh.
Please
Well,
tell me the horse.
tell me.
Tell me the horse directly in front of Nico is Mistrix's horse.
What did you get, Nico?
11 total.
11 total? Now, so as soon as you touch Nico's wrists, he kind of jerks it up, and just this blue stream of energy just kind of shoots off into the air and hits the treetop. You just see a bunch of birds flutter away.
Yeah, I let go of the reins, and I just scoot aside.
Roll for animal handling.
I still have disadvantage because exhaustion.
You only have 1 point, though.
That's not good. That's not good. That will be 10 total.
So you just kind of let go of the reins, and the horses just kind of list off to one side, and they're not going into the woods, but you can tell that they're probably pretty close. They're thinking about it.
I'm gonna pick up the reins.
Okay.
Oh. That was unexpected, and that was a bit more. Oh.
Are you all right?
Hi. Yeah. Right.
She's gonna kind of be looking at you like, did you just have like an epileptic seizure? Do I need to give you medical attention right now?
We haven't officially met yet. Nico, he just, curses his head a little bit. I've heard about you, and I've been sitting and maybe watching and listening in a little bit. And, welcome. Hi.
Nico.
Hi. Yeah.
Roll for investigation.
Investigation, you say? How about 5 total? But this event, I'm disadvantage, okay? It was 19 and a 2.
You're not even sure if it's a person sitting next to you.
Oh, right.
This might be a figment of your imagination.
Oh, this is.
I mean, he's gonna like slowly put the horses back on the right path, and then sit the reins, like tie them to the middle. That way, they're going in a straight line, and then just kind of scoot over to the side and be like, pardon me, Kazim, is your friend all right? This is She's gonna start speaking in Draconic and just be like, I have no idea if this person needs medical attention or has a concussion or whatever.
Can I recognize this as Nico or?
Yeah, you can tell the demeanor is a lot less cocky, a lot less confident, and more familiar to the Nico that you know.
Well, this is our friend Nico. When Nico isn't being controlled by that parasite.
He is, first of all, not controlling me. Second of all, he's not a parasite. Kazim?
I beg to differ. Personally, he's a sarcastic little words that I can't say because we're on television.
What's
I
television?
have it set to explicit. You can say whatever you want.
He's a cocky little fuck.
He's a cunt.
little- Yeah.
Okay, Kazim.
Iahme's gonna like put her hands up and be like, I'm sorry, but
I'm gonna turn around. Which direction is the voice coming from? Where's Kazim?
He's right behind you.
I'd like to
I'm
hide.
gonna look.
He's like the hide. Roll for stealth with disadvantage.
Okay, so I rolled a 3, and I thought that couldn't get worse, so I rolled a 2. Stealth, that's a 6.
So you know
No, that's a 5.
You look behind you and you see Kazim just kind of ducking down, like he's laying as flat as he can on the floor, trying to hide. He got like a tarp that's like only covering one arm that he thought he got all over his whole body.
Oh no, where did Kazim go? I'm gonna climb over the edge. I'm gonna literally jump on top of him.
I feel like Kazim would be laying down and be like, I am so fucking sneaky.
I am. He totally lost me.
I am the
I'm
shadows.
so hidden.
Iahme's just gonna sit there and blink and then look over for Silus and just look at him and be like, excuse me, so Silus, would you... I'm very concerned. She's trying not to like panic. You can tell she's almost there.
Two 5-year-olds like fucking bitch fighting.
It's just like, what do you mean Nico can see me? This always works.
This always works.
This has worked every other time that I've ever done this.
Yeah, Nico jump on top of you, and he is, as young brothers kind of sometimes fight and like, arm lock each other and shit. Yeah, Nico's gonna fight you.
Roll for strength.
Oh god.
Kazim, you can either roll for strength or
Advantage
dex.
for that.
Oh, it's definitely gonna be death.
Strength. It is 2 minus 1, so 1.
I have a 7 plus 3, so it's a 10.
All right, so Nico just kind of climbs on top and he tries to go for a chokehold, but like it's so weak that you just kind of. What are you doing?
Oh
I
my
think
god.
Kazim heals from the damage. So that's fine.
you take +4 damage.
Oh, my head. I'm so lightheaded. Oh, this always takes out energy out of me.
You've been
Kazim.
gone for like days.
What do you mean days?
It's been
It's
like
been 8
multiple.
days.
It's been multiple days with Tammy.
Kazim, I'll let you in on a little secret. I've seen and heard every single thing you guys done.
Okay, we've still been stuck with Tammy for 2 days. That should be a crime.
Hey, he's great.
No, he's not. He's kind of a cocky asshole.
Iahme's gonna like chime in and be like,
Aren't you a cocky asshole?
Yeah,
have to
there's not
agree
enough room
with-
for 2 of us.
I have to agree with the non-feathered companion.
She likes him.
You didn't spend much time with him, okay?
I'm sorry, I spent the night with him. What are you talking about?
Whoa, you want to rephrase that one, tourist?
Just gonna stop and be like, what?
Where's the beat red? He is looking at you like, what did you just say?
You got a front row seat.
Oh,
Just like,
You would have seen everything, Nico.
Kazim, this is not what it... No. Kazim, no.
Oh,
so I am giggling, but Iahme is like visually like trying to process what he just said because she's like, wait a second.
Nico's the voyeur. Confirmed.
Be like, I'm sorry, I'm not quite sure how you took that. There was one room, there were 2 beds. I don't understand.
What do you mean room? You brought the cart.
Oh,
It's
Question.
I didn't think some
For you
people would have meant-
specifically. What do you imagine? You know, like when I let Tammy be in the forefront. What do you imagine I'm doing in that moment? Like, how imagine it looking like? Tell me.
Are you asking me what I imagined you were doing?
No. I'm asking Kazim
Yeah.
what he thinks it looks like.
Oh. Well, I think it looks like on the other
Yeah.
side.
Yeah, what do you think
yeah,
he's
like
doing?
whenever
That's
I let. Yeah.
Really, I think it's. I want to say it's like a hookah lounge, and you're just chilling in the like necklace. You're just like vibing in there, and you can see through Tammy's eyes and like hear everything like it's coming through a speaker, and you're just like vibing.
So technically, you're not wrong. Actually, it is like a lounge, like kind of Prince of Persia like vibes, like
Yeah,
a bunch of like pillows and blankets and just rugs everywhere. There's like technically, the guys don't know what a screen is, but technically like a fucking cinema screen right in front.
that
What's up,
sounds kind
Persia?
of hell. Yeah.
Exactly, right? It's really cozy up in there. And if he can do that and create it so I can physically interact with that in my head, I'm pretty sure he can also do that out here, if you ask him nicely enough. But
Like build a house.
I wouldn't say build a house, but maybe make something look or feel
To be
slightly
clear.
different.
I've been sleeping in a tent in the woods this entire time.
Well, I would just pop back into my necklace and be in the middle of a lounge with comfortable, warm pillows.
I'm gonna murder Tammy. That's just gonna happen.
Iahme is going to knock on the wood of the wagon and be like, pardon me, but why am I driving the cart when I have absolutely no idea where we're going?
Oh, I can drive.
It's a straight line. It's not that hard.
Have you seen me driving, Kazim? Last time, I want to remind you what happened last time.
We cannot let that happen.
She's going to
died last time I was driving.
She's gonna turn to Silus and be like, excuse me, sir, I know you're contemplating the best thoughts of life over there, but what is the dynamic of these two?
Children.
Are they child lovers? Child lovers, is that what this is?
Huh?
They're fighting like a bickering old married couple.
Don't they the fuck?
So apparently I've been sleeping with both an elven lady and a Kakra. That's sick.
I mean,
Cool. Amazing.
I'm way out of your league.
Really, Kazim? Wow, I've never been turned down so hard in my life.
She's gonna slowly turn back to facing the horses and just be like, definitely rethinking and reevaluating being with this group right at this moment.
So, is this the road that I first traveled on to get to River's Run?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll kind of just say, okay, you're gonna want to turn in. Well, once we get past the walls of River's Run, then you're gonna want to turn left. There's really no turning until then.
I do have a question though. Are we going towards Rivers? Really? Seriously? That's what happened?
Yeah, that's what's going on right now, I think. I don't know, they left it up to me and I want to do shit there.
Oh, okay. What is that?
Well, first, we owe it to Tasha to at least
I
let
remember
her
that.
know.
Yeah. Right.
Once we pair our
About that.
specs, then I think the next course of action is I think some personal time to get this grieving off our minds. And I don't know what tourists got going on, but
I mean, shouldn't we prepare? I mean, not to be the, destroying the Lord Ray of Sunshine that we're getting over here. The doppelganger will be back very soon.
yeah,
And sure,
well, it's not like the three of us could take care of it.
I'm afraid so.
So I'm kind of hoping that Archie Greymore can give me some assistance and set up a hit squad that I'm the head of. Something like that.
You want your own personal army?
I'd love my own personal army. I don't think I can sway that, though. I'm gonna try.
I mean, we're supposed to send this super cool, elaborate letter, and you're gonna see Nico actually pull it out and like whipped it in front of Kazim. That I technically said I said that it could burn, didn't I? Right?
You. I'm gonna tackle. I'm gonna tackle Nico.
You bitch. I'm gonna hold it away from you with a mage hand.
No.
A skeletal mage hand is just waving it.
He can fly.
I can fly 90 feet in a round.
So can I, bitch.
No, I can fly 150 feet in a round.
Oh shit! Ew.
At a flying speed of 50, I can double dash.
Oh yeah, but you forgot of a snap of my fingers. It can disappear back into my head, bitch.
With the letter? No, this isn't fair.
Oh, I knew it was a good idea to hold on to it. You have such way with words, Kazim.
You know what? I thought it was really good writing, personally.
No, I actually mean it. It was actually quite good.
I do not.
I just think that you asked for a bit much.
Well, I feel like we'll get away with more in person. I don't know. Something just tells me that a letter doesn't seem personal enough. He's shaking his head now at me to insinuate that I'm right.
I'm just as confused
You can have it back
as Iahme is.
if you say really nicely that if you say it nicely, I can give it to you.
No, you can keep this stupid letter. I don't even want it anymore.
Oh, really now? I'm going to start to slowly read it out loud.
I thought it was really good, okay?
Oh, it's really good, because I'm trying to give it a compliment, goddammit, you just don't take it.
Let me try to remember what it said.
Oh god. The true task. Does Josh remember what the letter actually said?
I probably would have called him Archmage because I didn't remember Greymore. I wouldn't have called him Archie, although I really wanted to. Just to the Archmage. Something doppelgangers. Give Mistrix is very intent that I said Bomb Squad and not Funky Bunch. Give them time. Give them for their time some money and a place of residence, a permanent place of residence. Do not reply to this message. I will not receive it. Don't tell anybody about it. They won't believe you.
This is my favorite part, actually.
Yes, something or other.
Man, I'm just gonna... I know it doesn't work this way, because it's not like an actual fucking creature or whatever, but I'm just using chill touch. I'm just going to suck out the moisture so it crumbles to dust in my hand that just floats away. Takes off.
Jesus Christ.
Okay.
You bastard.
So in front of you, Kazim, all of a sudden, the letter that is in Nico's hand begins to kind of frost the tips as it begins kind of chipping off into different little pieces, and it just kind of disintegrates into this almost dust.
I'd like to make a deception check.
Okay.
Oh?
That's a natural 20. I didn't even care about the stupid letter anyway. Tears rolling down my face.
Weirdly enough, he may be crying, but it must be unrelated.
I'm just sweating from my eyes. It's fine.
Hey, Kazim, did you hurt yourself or something?
No, it's just sweat. I promise.
Is the curse back? No, you don't tell me that the curse is back.
I'm cursed and I'm dying.
Kazim?
This curse makes me sweat from my eyes.
Kazim, buddy. Buddy.
We're not doing this again. We're not doing this again.
It's good to
And
be back.
the car ride is
Although-
awkward.
Although, I failed to have heard the... Oh, Nico, I'm so sorry for trying to kill you.
That definitely piques her interest. She's gonna kind of look over her
I
shoulder
looked
at you two and be like,
specifically at Kazim. You know, I'm not mad that you tried, but still.
Okay. It's not like I got very far, to be fair.
Of course not. You thought I was gonna let you kill me?
Wasn't gonna kill
If you're
you.
going to use me as bait,
I was just gonna knock you
don't
out.
worry. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because you were so happy to talk with Tammy.
Well, I don't want to talk to him, but I have to. It's my job.
Oh, really? What do you need
So-
it for?
I don't think I have to anymore. I think she got what she wanted.
You know, I could have just asked him out nicely and, like, you know, and I just... The hand that I usually, you know, slice open, like, I'm just gonna, like, lift out my, you know, my sleeve, take a good
Yeah.
look at it, and, like, you know, show it to Kazim.
Don't
And I
bring it
actually
up.
would like to take a good look at it,
Don't bring him
because
up.
I know it ain't looking healthy right now.
Roll for investigation.
Yeah. The natural 20 I don't get to use? No, it's not bad. Not bad still. 17 total.
So what you notice is you're pulling up the arm that has the blue scar, right?
Yes.
So you see the normal blue scar, but you're also seeing little bits of other scarring, but you kind of flip your hand over and you notice right here, there seems to be skin that beginning to become kind of transparent almost, and you're seeing the sinew kind of in your hand, in your left arm. It's real weird. You didn't notice that before,
Oh.
but yeah, you can see the muscle just in this singular part of your hand for some reason.
Oh, Kazim. Kazim.
Yeah.
You see that too, right?
Roll for perception.
See
Actually, you know what? Yeah, no, I am showing that to Kazim, like
Yeah.
Kazim.
Roll for perception.
19.
Nope.
Nope.
There's
Cool.
nothing there.
Like an arm or no arm?
No, you see Nico's arm, and you don't. It looks perfectly fine.
What's? Yeah, you got an arm there.
Right. Right. Cool. I'm gonna like just take my sleeve and kind of like, you know, bunch it like up in my fingers like a fucking 5-year-old that is like that has like fingers to cold in the open, like
Oh, you mean me
He-
yesterday?
yes. So you know, and
Hey, Iahme.
he's
Roll for
so
investigation.
you know.
Roll for investigation.
Okay, bestie, you got it. I'm super concerned at the conversation going on behind me, but okay. Best day ever. It's fine. Things are fine. Oh my god, my computer just had a stroke. Okay, it's fine. That is. And sorry, computer's having a stroke at a moment. Give me half a second. There it is. Unnatural 20.
Okay, you peek over just for a quick second, and you see it.
B-
There seems to be a weird hole almost in Nico's hand.
So Kazim,
Are you
know,
quite alright?
and I, you know, turn around. Now actively actually like being like concerned, kind of hiding my hand, you know, like, you know, in my armpit or something.
You're missing
Yes?
part of a limb.
Hmm?
Are you okay?
I'm right, Kazim. I'm
She's
fine.
literally gonna tie the reins back down and like scoot over and physically grab his arm away from him to look at it.
Not turn invisible.
You say you turn invisible? Okay. Do you actually turn invisible?
I do.
Okay. Iahme, please roll for Dex.
Okay. Just straight dicks?
Yep, straight Dex.
How's a natural 20 feel?
Yep.
Oh, that feels awful.
So even though you turned invisible, Nico, but she still saw you and was very quickly just kind of wham, has got your hand. But
Dang it.
but you're holding an invisible hand. You could feel it. You can't see it though.
Pardon me, if you wouldn't mind, I would rather not have to force you back into reality.
Oh, I would choose your words really wisely.
I'm simply
disgusting
trying to help
fight.
you. Please allow me to assist you, as it is my job.
We currently we have. Oh, actually, I can't even say that we have better shit to do because honestly, we're in the middle of the road. Sure, and you know he's going to drop the invisibility. Dang it!
I was about
And-
to say, she was about to get real rude. Alright. So Karma, what do I need to roll to figure out what the fuck this hole is?
I mean, you could try and roll medicine.
I'm good at medicine. I'll try medicine. You're gonna fuck with me, aren't you, Lucy? 70. 23.
So it's hard to describe what you've seen this kind of before. It's reminiscent to, it reminds you a lot of your patches that you see of like your scales and stuff. And as you look down at it, you see the kind of muscles and the cartilage that's in his hand, but you're also seeing this weird like blue liquid that seems to be going through some of the veins. Instead of it being like red blood where it would normally be, or even black from rotting, it just seems blue. And when you go touch it, there is something covering it, but it's whatever it is, it's transparent for some reason. And Kazim, when you see her kind of poke it, you do notice that she's poking what looks to be a scar for some reason.
Can I
Royal
roll...
blood and all, you know.
Can I roll
Blood.
Arcana?
You could try. Yeah, you could roll Arcana.
I have some Arcana. 21.
This is one of those things that it seems familiar to you, but there's just not enough information for you to really know much about it. Essentially what it seems to be is when a vessel tries to export too much energy, it leaves these kinds of stains behind, but they're normally not visible to people unless they're somehow connected to that magic.
So basically what you're saying is the reason Kazim can't see it is because he's not in that magic loop.
Kinda.
Okay. She's gonna kind of look at it a little and like she's gonna get a little close, but not like interfering with personal space close, because she doesn't know what the fuck is wrong with the person that she knew, but they're not themselves. And she's gonna kind of like gently like trace her fingers over it and try to judge like how long it's been, like how long that's been happening.
For that one with your medicine check, you can tell that it's been within the last couple days. As normally they're starting to kind of fade away into something else, but this one seems relatively fresh. And as she's doing this, Nico, roll for investigation straight roll, not with the disadvantage that you have.
Okay. That's actually pretty nice. That'll be 19 total.
Right behind her ear, you notice that there's these black scales that are kind of there, but a little bit lower, you see what looks to be kind of like a half of a cat's face, like half of a tabaxi face.
Okay. He's gonna blink a couple times. And
She's gonna kind of like lean back and be like, "So, what's going on here? I've only seen rarely, but it's where you're part of. It's where you're part of a vessel. It's just part of the magic that's being transformed inside of you. Hopefully, it doesn't last very long. Others can't really see it as what we see it as, so you should be all right."
well, that's really good to know. And Nico is just he just
It's
looks
not
the other
going
way.
to fall off. It's not going to fall off if that's what you're concerned about.
If I lose a finger or a hand, I mean, it doesn't really matter in the long run, does it? Like, I mean, that's just inconsequential. But, yeah, whoa! He looks the other way, like, fire just, like, spiraling his head, like, what the fuck? Oh. Right, Kazim, how far away are we from River's Run? Woo!
5 days?
5
Give or
days. Okay.
6?
Cool.
I don't know. It depends
Really
on how
cool.
long we've been traveling today. I'm
Roll-
going to assume it's been hours.
Yeah, roll a d20.
15.
So, you guys have been traveling for about, I would say, so you woke up at about 7. Right now it's turning into about 3-ish, 4-ish, as you guys are continuing down this path. And you notice that there seems to be kind of like branch off to one side on you guys' right side of the path, but then it continues straight. The woods get a little bit thicker over on that side, but you guys are able to keep going forward.
I imagine the time is of the essence on this one.
Not... Well,
I mean,
Look, I would like to be home as soon as possible. Plus, we really do need to speak to Greymore and the others. We need to have this lovely lady in city as soon as possible too. And we need to prepare because I am sure that our dear friend will be back, and I am sure that he doesn't like any of us currently.
do you still have the vial of doppelganger blood on you, or is that with Tammy right now?
no, I haven't.
Cool.
I still haven't.
When we get to town, we should probably split up.
Split
So
up.
we can cover all of our bases faster. I also really
Do you remember what happens every single time we split up? Because
Yeah, everything goes perfect and super well, and the gods above don't stab me multiple times.
So
And it
while they're
makes
having,
I am going to be really sorry about this, Kazim, but I don't want to split up. I honestly don't want to.
while they're having that conversation, Iahme's gonna kind of like look over at Silus and make sure he's good.
What's Silus been doing this whole time?
Right. I don't know. Come on, I'm gonna message you a question.
Okay.
Concern.
Oh, Nico, that reminds me.
Yes.
Yesterday, Taurus was humming Mistrix's song.
Right, I meant to ask about that actually.
Whose song?
Our
Mystics.
friend's song?
Our
Miss Jax?
companion.
That's the song that I heard in my dream.
Yes. We don't know why you heard it in your dream, but we know where that song came from.
Iahme,
Is it something about I think your name's in it actually. She's gonna look at Kazim.
you should have heard the other banger, you know? Prince
Nope,
Kazim.
nope. You're getting pushed off the
Prince
carriage. Say that
Kazim.
again.
Oh, Nico's gonna, he's gonna start singing it, actually. He's got a great voice.
So Nico's sitting there as you guys are going down the road going, Prince Kazim, happy is he, cleric of Paylor.
Hey, Lord.
Roll for performance, I'm curious, actually.
I have a great performance. 17 plus 5 will be 23 total.
That's exactly as you remember it, as amazing as you remember it there, Kazim. And, yeah. Just as annoying.
I'm
When-
preparing to cast inflict wounds.
When Nico is done with their little ditty, Iahme is gonna close her eyes and try her best to remember the voice that sang the song in her dream and try to like say the words as best as she can to try to like see if that's the right song.
The one that she's singing? That
Yes.
Nico's singing?
No, like yeah, like try to compare songs and be like, that's not the right one.
Roll for...
This one goes something like this, and then
Roll for perception.
okay. Perception? I can see with my eyeballs.
Perception isn't just about seeing.
I know. Well, that's 18 plus 6, so that's a good number.
Yeah, you can tell this is definitely not the same song.
And then she's gonna be like, this one goes more along the lines of, and then try to, like, not butcher the song.
Roll for performance.
With the parts that she knows.
Yeah.
And that's a natural 20 plus 3.
Yeah, she
Wait.
instantly starts kind of very quietly to herself singing the song that Mistrix sang to you guys when she was saying her goodbyes.
Yeah, Nico's shoulders drop.
Okay, right? Like, that's creepy as hell.
You heard in a dream.
Indeed.
How long ago?
Not very long. Maybe a night and a half ago. Not last night, but the night before, approximately. Mine, if you understood, my nights get a little blurry.
Hmm. Well, regardless where you're from, it's our previous companion has wrote the song for us. And unfortunately, she's not here anymore to sing it herself.
I apologize if I've strummed up any kind of sorrow-filled emotions. It was not my intention.
Nico's
Is
going
that-
to like sit there and just like touch the necklace that he got from Mistrix, kind of like hold his hand over it, like gently.
I mean, roll
Rubbing
for
it.
investigation.
Yeah.
What was it?
18.
So, you see Nico kind of messing with... He has two necklaces on, but you see him picking up the kind of more topaz, yellowish looking with the gold. And you notice right above the center stone that he's kind of like fiddling with is this weird half tabaxi face that you immediately have this kind of weird recognition to.
If you don't mind my asking, where did you get that? And she's gonna kind of like point in the general direction of the tattoo and be like, not the necklace, the thing on your skin.
What do you mean? Thing on my skin?
It's not a tattoo, it's a small pendant on the necklace right above the middle stone.
Well, yeah.
Oh. I have actually been gifted this by our dear mistress, the Tabaxi. The great bard has been traveling with us for a while.
She gets like this far off pondering look, and she just kind of zones into herself.
Kazim, I think it is your turn on the reins, right? You can show me a thing or two, you know? Would love to learn how to properly steer a carriage since, you know?
Yeah, because I'm like one of the best carriage drivers possibly ever.
Roll for deception. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I was already on it. It's a 16.
He's
Passive
weird.
insight 11.
How did he
So
get
I
so
believe-
good at it?
I'm like,
The
it's
best.
like easy.
There he
Yeah, 'cause he was
goes,
showing.
creating NASCAR.
Let's go, Kazim.
Should I roll like animal handling to drive the carriage?
Do it.
Just do it.
Bet you won't.
I'm waiting for permission from Papa.
While Nico is saying that to Kazim, he will
Bestie.
take a glance back at Silus.
Does Kazim get to roll animal handling to see if he drifts the cart?
Yes.
Oh shit, that's actually a good roll. 22.
He takes the
Oh,
reins and
damn.
flawlessly he's able to just kind of drive it, and he even picks up speed. And he, being Kazim and his, when he gets bored, he begins kind of fishtailing it a little bit, but he's clearly got so much control over it.
God.
So what do I see, Silas?
I'm just watching the horizon, the brushes, the skies, and I'm sniffing a lot. Sort of almost like a bloodhound.
Concerning.
And I will use disguise self to make myself look human.
Okay.
Oh.
The same as I did as I'm used to doing in Rivers Run, where I sort of the tusks sort of go back into my mouth. My skin turns into more of like a tanned brown, and my clothes kind of stitch themselves back together. I look almost.
There it goes. I don't know what the hell's going on with this shit.
There it is. Back.
Technical
Sorry about that, guys. This is the second one.
difficulties.
Anyway, as you were saying,
That's not your fault. But yeah, so basically, like the cast and disguise self, my tusk sort of retracts almost into my mouth, and my skin goes to sort of tan brown. My clothes turn into this sort of very similar to Nathan in this sort of farmer's look.
Mhm.
But Kazim is the only one that's seen me use this before.
Nico is actually quite surprised. And he's going to like just pick his head like outside of the carriage. And as he's looking at Silas, he wants to say something, but he would just send him like sad smile. And I mean, obviously Silas is most likely not looking anywhere in the direction.
No.
But he'll just send him a sad smile, and for now he will just sit at the edge of the carriage. And with his mage hand, from time to time, pluck a feather of Kazim.
Kazim, go ahead and roll for perception.
23.
Yeah, you immediately just feel this kind of sharp pain from the back of your head, and you just see one of your feathers just kind of floating there as it just goes back to Nico.
Oh no, it must have been the wind.
Fuck off, Skyrim.
did that happen to be in my hand right now? The winds are very strong, Kazim. I'm so sorry.
Roll
He
for
looks at him.
roll for
with your
perception
dead
again.
cat.
24.
You again, you feel that sharp pain in the back of your head on the other side. And you see that another
Okay.
floating feather go back to Nico.
How do I get my revenge? I have one idea.
Fireball.
I wish.
By surprise, I'm immune to fire, bitch.
Are you immune to?
Because I've been a devil this entire time. You don't know that?
I'll get Nico back for this. It's gonna happen. It's just gonna take time. I'd like to start picking up rocks off the road.
Okay.
Oh shit.
Easily enough, I would say. Roll for Dex. This is going to determine kind of like how many you get.
Ooh, not good. 11?
You're able to pick up like 2 or 3 as you kind of go along. They're not huge, but they're, you know, sizable in case you wanted to chuck them back.
Decent sized pebbles.
Yeah.
Are we actually going really fast or like slow? Like how
I would say,
fast is the
you
carriage
guys,
going?
I'm assuming you guys have just been kind of going just kind of casual pace to make sure that you get the most out of your horses rather than wearing them out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Marching pace.
Yeah. Nico is actually going to want to walk next to the carriage for a while. He wants to stretch his own legs, so to
Okay,
say.
you're able to do that pretty easily. Silus, will you roll for perception for me?
That is a. Give me a moment. 14.
Okay. You notice kind of over on the left side what seems to be a couple tents. It seems. They seem to be in relatively. They don't seem run down at all. And with that roll, yeah, you can just kind of see the sticking out like one white what looks to be a tent and one red what looks to be a tent, kind of off to the left side of the road as you're going along.
I'm gonna sort of kind of cross the road to the left side. And anyone who looks at me, like, I'm not gonna say anything yet, but I'm clearly staring at this tent, trying to sort of gauge a sense of threat or anything of that
Alright.
nature.
Anyone that would like to, please roll perception.
I want to be the CCs.
Oh, that's disgusting. Perception?
Mm-hmm.
6 total.
Oh my god.
That's amazing. Nico's constantly exhausted.
My dog is scratching himself and the entire thing is shaking. Okay. You said just for perception?
Mm-hmm.
18.
Kazim, you rolling?
Yeah. 8.
Okay. Iahme, you see Silus kind of crossing over to the left side, going to the side of the road where he's not like trying to really point anything out, but you do notice that he's staring at something, and you look off into the woods and you notice that there seems to be people at this camp and a couple tents that are over there. You're also seeing smoke coming up from the middle of this camp.
Can I tell what they're wearing?
What
Or
did you get?
race
You got an
they are?
18, right?
18.
You see what looks to be a couple humans or elves. You can't really tell too much for what they're wearing. They're kind of hidden pretty well by the trees. You can tell that from what you can see, there seems to be about 4 of them.
Okay. She's definitely gonna get out of the wagon. Cause yeah.
Oh, is there a trouble?
There are 4 people in that campment over there, and your friend seems rather intrigued by it.
Silus, is everything alright?
I'd be remiss to not at least scout, and I will dismount Artemis and tie her to the tree.
Okay. Are you trying to
Now,
sneaky
remind
or
me,
anything?
Karma,
What?
because Well, because obviously the original item is an hour of disguised self. I forget if we homebrewed it to be longer or not because it's been so fucking long since I've used it.
You got a cloak, didn't you? Oh, are you talking about your tattoo?
It's a tattoo.
It's until you drop it.
Okay, cool. In which case, I will remain human, and I will slowly walk up towards the camp. Not trying to be stealthy per se, but trying not to present myself in a threatening manner.
Seeing as he's going that way, Iahme's gonna like go about 20 feet to the left of him and walk toward the camp, not trying to be stealthy at all, just humming to herself, trying to like see if they notice her.
Okay. Trying to think of how I was gonna do this. Where is it? Yeah, if you guys want to go over to roll 20 for me.
Ooh, roll 20. Damn. Oh no. Oh. That map was still on there.
Oh, I still got Mistrix on there. Oh, I don't have one
Yeah.
for Iahme. I just realized that. Well, you're gonna
You're
use.
fine. We can use the kitty cat.
Yeah, you're
That's
just gonna
fine.
use Mistrix's. So we've got Dire.
It'll only serve to make it worthwhile.
Or if you just make sure that Dragon has access to my token.
Yep.
Oh yeah, right. Oh. Okay. Oh, sorry. I was just checking.
Dragon, and then we've got
I am still
Josh.
meow.
Okay. So you guys go ahead and place yourselves where you are. Where I have you guys now, I'm gonna actually bring it over to roll 20 so that everyone else can see. Where I've got you guys now is kind of where there's a trail kind of immediately to your right, and I assume you guys are kind of there. That goes into the middle of this camp. It's a good 50-ish feet out. It's not like super close. You can tell that they try to push it kind of far away from the actual road. But yeah, so that's the most like visible place that I'd assume, since you guys aren't trying to be sneaky, you'd probably be going. Go ahead and place yourselves wherever you want to be first, and I'll tell you what you all can see.
Silus, where are you?
Monkey got it.
Sorry.
Let's say there.
Okay.
Okay. So that means, oh my god, I'm bad at left and right, guys. Why do you do this to me?
Well, left is right and right is left, but two wrongs don't make a right.
Technically, this is
Exactly.
left and this is right.
Two lefts
Looking
means
the
one.
direction that we're walking down.
Okay, so she'd probably be like right up here.
It depends how much left you're going, Kazim. You know, you could just go very small left. Now you're going right.
I'm talking about a classic left where you're going left but not right, you know?
Yeah, Nico's on at the back. He's on the he's going, but he's not really good for close anything. So he's just like kind of look at Kazim and Kazim, you can both have disappeared or something, you know.
Okay.
So Nico feels alone.
Kazim, where you at?
I'll probably just stay right there, honestly.
Okay.
I want to wait until Nico moves up so I can chuck rocks at him.
So, since you guys aren't being sneaky, I'll tell you what you guys can see. So Silus, because of this big statue that's kind of right here, right next to the white tent, you can see this guy who seems to be kind of like a human. He's wearing kind of heavier armor with a shield and with a kind of axe, and then next to him is a female elf that seems to be wearing a dark gray hood and a large bow on her back. Iahme, you can see those two which I just pointed out, but you can also see kind of further off next to the statue, you can see that there is another kind of guy wearing chainmail, it looks to be, with a large shield and what looks to be a hammer, and behind him is another person. Another male elf that seems to be also in that gray cloak with a bow on his back. And does 17 hit you, Iahme?
Probably, but I'm gonna double check. Cause yeah. Barely, yes.
Nice.
Please take 9 points of piercing damage.
Nice.
Let me see what I have. I shrunk my thing and it bothers me. And you said 9?
Mm-hmm.
9! Jeez, bestie, you trying to hit somebody with something? What can we do in return? Where did it come from? Do I know where it came from?
Well, first roll a Constitution saving throw.
17.
Okay, so you
Well, that's without.
as you're
con, yeah.
kind of like walking down this path, kind of staying close to the wall, you immediately feel it behind in the back of your shoulder as you're looking at these two across from you. This kind of arrow strike you in the back, and you start feeling this weird kind of numbness kind of go over your arms as you quickly turn around and you see up on the ridge. It seems to be another archer with kind of a gray cloak on, who just fired a shot at you, and you just hear him go, "We've got more, boys!" Everyone roll for initiative, please.
Oh,
Bitches.
not okay. Is this with us advantage too, or not?
The initiative doesn't have a disadvantage, I don't think.
22,
You don't?
bestie.
Okay.
If they don't, that's a natural 20 for a total of
Yeah, that's what I
23.
got. You got 23, I got 22 with a natural 20. Sniff, sniff.
I got 10.
I got 12.
Okay. So it's gonna go. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna put these in order.
Bada bing, bada boom, bestie.
Oh wait, no. Okay, so first up we've got Nico. As you're looking ahead of you, you see them walking down the path, and you're watching both of them kind of carefully because you're not too sure where they're going, and you just see all of a sudden Iahme just kind of quickly kind of go forward and grab her shoulder as you see an arrow just kind of quickly boom, into her back.
Oh, you know what? This is probably just one big misunderstanding. Let's see. So how do I just measure and drag at the same time?
So you'll see the sweet. I don't know if you can measure and drag, but you see the ruler on the kind of left side. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. By now you can. Let's see. I can. But if I'm gonna be right next to them. That's great. You know what? Sure. I'm gonna kind of trot over there and be like, okay, guys, this one big misunderstanding. We come in peace. We just got worried. Like, there's no need to fight. And I would like to hold my action and prepare an portion of Eldritch Blast just in case.
Okay.
But Nico's actively being like holding up his hands, like, we don't have to do this.
Okay, so you're gonna hold an action in your
Yeah.
Okay. So next up is Iahme. What you doing? You saw Nico just kind of quickly run up and try and settle things down, but you also see him kind of holding something back. You're not too sure what though.
Does it look like these people are gonna listen?
You can use a bonus action to do a quick perception check.
I would love to do so, please, and thank you. And you said perception, because yes.
Yeah, this is just a quick kind of glance around.
18.
No, these people look very aggressive as they kind of quickly all turn to you. The two archers have their bows kind of cocked to all of you, and the soldiers seem to be kind of starting to make their way to you. So that was your bonus action.
She's gonna say, "Love the enthusiasm, darling," but... And then she is going to... Which one is closest to me? Alright. Where are the peoples? Come here, peoples. measuring tool. We are going to move forward with normal human speed. Can I see him?
Yeah,
That's the
yeah.
true question.
You can see this guy up here because he moved to the ledge to kind of shoot down at you.
Well, it is a very sad day for him then. Because she's going to turn and cast Scorcher on him.
Okay, what's that do?
It's actually got a person's name in front of it, but it's Scorcher.
Mm.
A line of roaring flame, 30 feet long and 5 feet wide, emanates from you in a direction of your choice. Each creature in the line must make a dexterity saving throw. A creature takes 3d8 fire damage on a failed save, or half as much on a successful one.
Okay. That is a 15.
He makes it, so
Okay.
I will go on ahead and do our damage here. Boop. Okay, and boop. He takes 6, because it's 12.
Okay.
How does it look like? Like when you do a...
Do you want to describe or do you want me to?
You describe, Bestie.
So
you know
you
what's going
see
down.
Iahme kind of give you that quick compliment as she pulls out her scythe, but you notice that there seems to be this weird kind of energy. It seems to be almost like powering up. It's super weird, but you notice that her other hand has almost like this dripping magma kind of coming down, and she just kind of throws it up, almost like bowling a bowling ball, but all of a sudden in front of her, there's just this large spike of just kind of fiery heat as it just kind of goes down a line towards this archer. As you see him quickly dive out of the way, but you do notice that he does kind of take a good amount right on his legs as he kind of quickly stands up, is putting out the fire out on his pants, and he's pretty pissed.
Oh, we're fighting, I see.
Yep.
Right.
Are you going to release your action you were holding there, Nico?
Not yet.
Okay. Is that all
see
you're going
what
to do,
happens.
Iahme?
Uh,
I think that's all you can do except move if you wanted
yeah. I don't want to move. That's why I was like, I don't want to move.
to. Okay. So if you're not going to release it, then it is Mr. Archer up on top as he's going to go for another shot at you, Iahme. Oof. That is a 10
20.
hit? No, it's not natural 20. It's
No,
a 10.
no, it's
Okay.
not. No.
So he tries to shoot off a shot, but it just kind of goes off to the side after you threw up that fire in front of him. So he ducked out of the way a little too soon and missed his shot. But he's going to quickly try and run down the steps. So let's see. It's 20, 30. So he's able to just kind of get there. And then it is Kazim's turn.
I'm gonna... Let's see. I'm gonna fly up to the homies here.
Okay.
And I'm gonna cast Bless on everybody but me.
Okay, so Bless, that gives all of them what again?
An additional D4 to any attack rolls or saving throws for the next minute.
Aw.
Concentration.
That's really nice.
Everyone's got Bless then, except for Kazim.
Yeah, because I only got 3 peeps, and I am not one of them. And then for my bonus action... never mind. I can only actually walk 25 feet for some reason, so I will have walked...
Don't you have further flying flying movement though?
Oh, yeah, I've got like a fly speed of 50.
Yeah, I thought you said you were flying up to them, so...
Yeah, I'll fly there, and then I will... So that's 30 feet of movement right there.
Mhm.
Can I fly another, let's say, 20 to get there?
Yeah.
And then can I use my bonus action to hide?
Yes, you can.
Ooh. Sneaky.
18.
So you feel sufficiently kind of hidden as you land on the shoulder of this large, what seems to be warrior kind of statue. It's kind of disintegrating on one side, but you're able to kind of climb up on its shoulder and hide behind its head, and you feel like most of the people can't see you, if any at all.
Sick. That's me.
Okay. Next up is Silus.
Give me 1 second. I just need to check a thing. Okay, cool. All right. So Kazim has changed what I'm gonna do. As an action, I'm gonna bless Kazim.
Okay.
So Kazim also gets a D4.
Damn.
Everyone's blessed.
Papa, you didn't have to.
I feel so
So give
blessed.
me that.
We're gonna
please.
give him a different color, so I remember who blessed him.
Yeah. So now I'm concentrating on that. Very, very, very good. Then I need to remember where I can go to. I can go to there. Okay. Thank you, dragon. I'm gonna go there.
Okay.
And I think I need to. And then yeah, you know what? Bonus action dash adrenaline rush.
Okay.
2, 3, 4. There, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, 8, I think. Should have done that math right.
That's very good, yeah.
And I will end my turn there.
Okay. So next is going to be this guy's turn. So let's see where he's going. Yeah, we're gonna put him right there. Whoop. And he's gonna fire off.
As soon as he shows up, I'm going to fire off my Eldritch Blast.
Okay, go ahead and roll for the
Both
attack.
of them.
With a D4.
With a D4 too? Dang, that's
Yep.
not bad. With a D4, huh? 14 plus 8. 21 on the first one.
That's a hit.
Okay. And then the next one. Natural 20. Natural fucking 20.
All right, double everything on it when you roll the damage.
Twice. So let's see. D10. Oh, it's gonna hurt. 18, 28 plus 3. I need a calculator because it's math. 8.
Oh god, dragon.
Double everything, right?
Yep.
6 plus. And then from my own. Okay. 41 points total damage.
So 31?
41.
41. Okay. So in front of you, Iahme, all of a sudden there's this blue.
No.
Wait.
Not 41. 46.
46.
Excuse me.
That's what both of them? Both the hits?
Both of them combined, yes.
Okay, so next to you, Iahme, all of a sudden there's just these kind of. There's this first kind of blast of blue as it kind of goes off and hits this archer off to the side. But then there's this massive kind of like explosion almost as a second one kind of rockets out of Nico's hand. And it hits this archer as he flies back onto the ground, falling prone on his back as he's kind of getting up. But you're noticing that he's obviously a lot worse for wear. He's not quite dead yet, but he's definitely injured. You see him kind of stand up for a second. You're noticing that there's this like twig that's kind of stabbed through his abdomen as he's just kind of sitting there. Yeah, he got hit pretty hard.
I'm gonna stare him down and say, "Don't you dare stand up." I said we don't need to fight.
As you're saying that, he's gonna quickly kind of pull his bow back and he's gonna shoot at you. And does a 17 hit you?
Me?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So go ahead and take 7 damage and roll for Constitution save.
With a D4.
Does Bless work with saving throws?
Saving throws and attack rolls.
Okay.
Constitution, you said?
Yes.
That's a D plus D4. 16 total?
So you begin to start feeling very tired as you begin kind of going down to one knee, and you kind of feel this numbness kind of coming over you, and you are paralyzed.
Dang it. Okay. Ooh, that's not good. Okay. Ooh.
Okay. And you're just going to see him kind of pull out that kind of twig out of his stomach as he kind of grabs it for a second. And you see him just kind of glaring daggers at you as you're kind of sitting on your knees, almost just completely frozen in place. And then it's going to be this soldier, guys, as he's going to run up. Let's see. Not that one. This one. Damn it. He's going to run up to here. And he's going to try and throw a javelin at you, Iahme. Does a 23 hit?
I don't know, Karma. What do you think?
And go ahead and take... Oh, that's only 6. And then... Oh, fuck. He throws another javelin at you. Fuck.
Okay.
Please take 26 points of damage.
Huh?
He got a natural
Any-
20.
I was gonna say anything attached to that, or is it
No,
just
that's
regular
that's
damage?
just a natural 20. And
No,
yeah, you don't
We'll
have
be
no.
so good we've had a cleric who can negate natural 20s.
You know what? I don't even think I'm within range. So how
So,
about
Kazim, as you kind of look down, you can see Iahme, and you see the first kind of javelin kind of come up and just kind of clip off her shoulder, but then you see another one kind of come in and just kind of jab her right in the chest, and it goes like halfway through as she just kind of drops down to one knee, but stands up as she's not dying, but yeah, that one definitely left a mark.
A new character.
Yeah, that one definitely hurt. And then next up is this soldier who just saw Silus running up that way. Can he make it to you? Yes, he fucking can. As he's gonna come up, and he's going to hit you with, or try and hit you with his war axe.
Mm-hmm.
And does a dirty 20 will hit you.
Every day of the week.
Please take 11 points of slashing damage. And does a 13 hit you?
No.
Okay, so he comes up and he very quickly goes for a slash as he kind of jumps up and slashes down, and he kind of clips you right here on the arm before you're able to pull it back a little too quickly, and it stings quite a bit. But then you notice that he's coming up for another one, and you're able to kind of step back quickly enough before he's able to slash you with that. But unfortunately, right behind him is this archer who also sees you, and he's going to try and hit you, and does a... What is that? A 15 hit?
Yeah.
So the archer, as you're kind of distracted by this, seems to be a berserker or some shit in front of you, as you get hit right in the shoulder by another arrow, and please take 5 points of damage and make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. That is a 6. That is a 19.
You save. So you start feeling right where it hits you, right around there. You feel the muscles, like you feel this kind of as your blood begins pumping, and you start feeling this spreading weird numbness around, but you're able to kind of still kind of push it off a little bit, and you do still have control over your body. So next we go back to Nico. Constitution saving throw, please.
Still with the D4, right?
Yes.
That's so much better.
I didn't have my D4.
Done.
Oh
But you
shit! That
saved
also.
anyway.
I'm sorry. Also, will you make another Constitution, Silas, for your concentration?
So what would that be? I took 5 damage, so would it be 10?
Yeah, it's gonna be 10.
Cool. I got to 24.
Yeah, you definitely. Kazim's still blessed.
Hell yeah.
18 total?
So you start feeling you feel that weird tingliness, kind of like when your arm or legs have fallen asleep, as it begins kind of start coming back, and you start feeling the movement back in your hands and your arms as you begin standing back up. You have control again, but yeah, your whole body feels like it just kind of like fell asleep for a second.
Hey.
I also did concentration for the axe attack.
Yes.
23.
Okay, yeah. Unfortunately, Nico, that is your turn.
Yeah, that's okay.
So, Iahme, it is your turn.
Well, Mr. Dude with the shield is exactly 30 feet away from me.
Okay.
So I would like to Thorn Whip his face.
Oh, shit. All right. What does that do?
Do I need to read it to you, or do you... Okay. So, you create a long, vine-like whip covered in thorns that lashes out at your command toward a creature in range. Make a melee spell attack against the target. If it hits, the creature takes 1d6, depending on level, it should. If the creature is larger or smaller, you pull the creature up to 10 feet closer to you.
Okay. Go ahead and roll for the attack.
22.
So yeah,
That's without a d4.
all of a sudden, Nico, next to you, you just see, it looks like Iahme just kind of crouches down after she pulls that javelin out of her chest and throws it to the ground. As she kind of leans down to the ground, but you just kind of notice that all of a sudden she rips out this large cord of just thorns on a vine as she just kind of whips it around her head and flings it towards this shield guy that's in front as it wraps around him as you see him kind of bunched up like this and just kind of get pulled 10 feet closer to you.
And I will roll
cool.
that damage.
Okay.
That's so cool.
That's an 8. Do I add the d4 to the damage? I'm assuming.
I don't think so.
I don't think
Unless
so.
It's
or is it
just attack.
It's just
Okay,
the
well, then we're
actual
good.
hit.
Yeah, we're good. Good then. We didn't need it for the hit. We're good. He doesn't do a lot of damage, but now he's within whapping range.
How much damage does it
That's
do?
good. I think it was... Hold on. I put it on the other thing. 8. Didn't do a lot, but
Okay.
he's closer now. That's what I need.
Okay. Anything else you want to do?
I don't know if I have any good stuff to do after that. Let me check. Everything else would be bonus action at this moment, unless I move. No, I think we're okay for now.
Okay.
Actually, my dragon's breath is a touch, but it's a bonus action, so I can move up to him and dragon's breath him.
Yes, you can.
Boop.
Okay.
That's what we're gonna do. Spell slot. He needs to... I'm gonna choose acid because that's the dragon that I do. So yeah. And it is a cone. He needs a dex saving throw, good sir.
Okay. Dexterity saving throw. That is a 13.
Does not save.
Okay.
And it is dragon's breath. Oh my god. 14.
14 damage.
Yes.
Okay.
Acid damage.
Okay. So you see in front of you, Nico, all of a sudden, this beautiful elf just kind of stroll up to this dude who is just kind of clambering up from the ground as she just kind of touches his shield, and this just burst of acid just kind of spews out from in front of her. And you see him hold up his shield a little bit, but you see it also got on his face a little bit, and you're seeing that the sides of his shield begin kind of melting away as behind him you're seeing this acid. Actually, you know, it's 15-foot cone, right?
Yes.
Okay, I was gonna say not that far back, but yeah, you're seeing like on the stone it begins kind of dissolving the stone a little bit too as he's kind of screaming out in pain as well.
Okay.
Okay.
All while still being very elegant and flowy.
Yeah, you're not seeing any panic in her whatsoever.
Yeah.
She's just kind of strolling. Okay.
Confident.
Is it all for your turn?
Yes.
All right, so now it is time for this boy right here. He's going to quickly turn around after Silus kind of ran up on him, and he's going to pull out a quick little dagger and go for a slash. And, he goes out for his dagger, and he just kind of throws it off into the woods. He obviously got real scared of this big fucking orc running behind him that he just didn't have.
Not at all.
He did not.
It's not an orc.
Not an orc.
Oh, the huge human that came up with all of his weapons on his back as he just kind of flung his dagger out of his sweaty ass hand.
Hi, my mother was a human. My father was a porcupine.
Scared the fuck out of him, I guess. So then next is Kazim.
Okay, I'd like to completely obliterate this man right here.
Okay.
So I'm gonna move up around the statue like this way.
Yep.
For my 50-foot movement speed.
Ooh.
Land right behind him and take a couple stabs at him with my dagger.
Okay. Go ahead and roll for the attacks.
Do I get advantage because I'm flanking?
Yes, you do.
Oh shit, those are both terrible rolls.
Hit me.
I rolled an 8 and a 3, so
That's a miss.
oh, plus a D4. That's a 4.
Yeah.
Okay. So 12
Okay.
plus 7, 19.
That one. So that was. How did you get the plus? Oh, okay. So yeah, that hits.
Plus, yeah. Okay.
Do you have a second attack you're gonna do?
I do.
Okay. Go and roll for that too.
You want me to roll that now or
Yep,
do
roll
damage
that now.
first? Okay. That's the higher is a 9 plus 3 for blessed, a 12 plus another 7, so 19.
Okay. So those both hit. And are you using your ceremonial daggers?
Yes.
Okay. Roll for all the damage for me at once.
Okay. So the first one gets sneak attack.
Yes, it does.
Shit, I lost that.
You're never gonna find it again.
It's gone. I don't even know what I dropped.
He's
Okay.
a mess, guys. It's okay.
The D4 for piercing, that's 1 plus the D6. That's 3 radiant, and then for sneak attack, that's another 8. So 1 plus 3 is 4 plus 8, 12 damage on the first one.
Okay.
Second one is not with sneak attack. Oh, add another 4 to the last one. I didn't add my modifier.
Okay.
This one is 9 plus 4, 13 total.
Okay. So it looks like you've got a 29 total.
Yes.
Okay, so in front of you, Iahme, as you're kind of, after you spray out that acid very quickly from behind this shielded dude that's kind of trying to block up his face, you're just seeing from the sky, just jamming down with both daggers and like right here in the sides of his neck, is all of a sudden that feathered person that's been sitting in the back as this dude with the shield just drops to the fucking ground. And he's dead.
Oh, sick.
Okay.
That's my whole turn.
Okay, so next up is Silus.
Okay, my first attack is gonna target the armored guy.
Okay.
I'm gonna see how that goes before we decide what we do next. So that is a plus the D4, 19, 20, 16 to hit.
Barely misses, unfortunately.
Then we'll do it again,
Okay.
but better. I dropped the D4.
Oh no!
I see it though. Ow.
Zephy.
Reroll that. So that is 18 plus What I can't read this D4. Shit. Oh, that's a lovely. Is that a 4 or what? It's a 4. Okay, so that's a total 28.
Yeah, that hits.
He's like, oh, I
Okay.
missed the first
I
time?
don't know how the
Excuse
hell,
me.
Yeah, I don't know how the fuck you did that without a nat 20, but alright, cool. Jesus.
I could have got a 30 if I get in that 20. Thanks, Kazim.
Love Bless.
All right.
Love it so much.
Bless is amazing. I need to use it more. Right, so that will be 9 slashing plus 7 radiant, so 16 total damage.
And this is with your hand axe?
This is with the glaive.
With the glaive, okay. The glaive
Yep.
does radiant damage?
Yeah, Divine Fury.
Right.
On one of
Right.
my attacks every turn, I get a D6 plus 2.
So you kind of you pull out your glaive from the back, and as you kind of bring it out from behind your back, you kind of quickly go a little too fast for a downward slice to try and get him, and he kind of ducks out, but you notice that and quickly flip it around as you jam it into his chest, and it kind of goes into right here, and it misses his heart as he kind of grabs it, and for some reason this dude just kind of grabs it and pulls it into him as he's sitting there fucking like grinning. There's blood coming out of his mouth. This motherfucker does not give a shit.
Finally, a fair fight.
Is that all you're gonna do?
I think so, yeah, because if I move, I get 2 opportunity attacks on me, and I'm alright. I don't want that. So yeah, I'll send my turn.
Are
Okay.
you ready, by the way?
So this archer.
Are you ready, by the way?
No,
No.
I'm concentrating on the spell.
Oh, yeah, right.
Oh yeah. So this archer right here is gonna try and go for you, Kazim, and does a 15 hit.
Yes, it does.
So right from behind you, after you, the dude kind of drops to the ground, slumps off of your blades, the blood's dripping down on top of him. You feel this very quick, just kind of shing right into your hip, kind of down below. Please take 8 points of piercing damage and make a Constitution saving throw.
With the D4, oh, I'm not gonna make it no matter what. Yeah. 6.
Yep, Kazim, you instantly kind of start feeling your leg going completely numb, and you feel you all of a sudden can't feel much of fucking anything as you begin to realize you cannot move and you are paralyzed. Next up is Armored Soldier Boy, as he's gonna look at you, Silus, with that big old grin as he pulls that glaive out, and he's gonna go in for a slash, and that is a 16.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay. Please take 12 points of slashing damage.
Since you said please.
And does a 24 hit?
Yep.
Okay. Please take 11 points of slashing damage. As he kind of pulls the javelin up
Didn't say please that
and he
time.
pushes it up, and the dude kind of grabs his hand axe as he flips it upside down and quickly goes, almost looks like he's gonna punch you, but goes off to the side as this cleaver almost just slices across your bicep right here as he flips it back over and goes up for another slice, and it goes right across your chest and begins to open up a small cut on your chest as it begins bleeding out from the side, and you just hear that kind of maniacal let's go. He's getting very excited about this.
Fuck, we're fighting Coco.
Yeah, right. Okay, and so this guy is going to shoot off at you next, and that is going to be a 12.
On me, that'll miss.
Okay, so we're gonna say it like this: that you go for he goes for a shot, and it misses off to the side and hits the tent that's behind you. You just hear the as it hits some kind of post. As the berserker that's in front of you kind of turns around and goes, "He's mine." Yeah, that's all he's gonna do. So we're gonna go back up to the top of the leaderboard. Is Nico? You are no longer paralyzed, and you can move.
Could you repeat, please?
You're no longer paralyzed. You can move.
I'm no longer paralyzed. Okay, thank you. Let's see. I need space for this because I don't want to hurt my friends. I'll forget. Let's see. It's 20. It's like what? 10 feet radius? Oh fuck me. It shouldn't hurt him from there. Let's see. Nico's gonna move up to here, and he's gonna stare this archer down, right?
Which one?
And
Can you ping it? Is it this one?
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, this one.
Okay.
The one that he was also happy to just bong. For an action, I know it's a fucking waste of it, but I'm gonna use Thunderstep.
Okay.
I'm gonna appear right up in his face.
Okay.
These two don't get hurt because it's 10 feet radius around me, so it was far away and now so they wouldn't.
You're good.
I'm gonna just appear in front of him with like, Nico is, he's pissed. He just turns down. And for a bonus action, I'm gonna use my Celestial Revelation. I'm going to just like my eye just like going to fill with ichor, just like sort of like drooping down like black streaks out of my eyes, and just like grow like more hollow, just skeleton like kind of like radiating like through the skin.
Okay.
And we stare him down.
So, is that what you're gonna do for your whole turn? Because that's a charisma save, right?
Yes, there's a charisma save.
He's terrified of you. And he has to take his whole movement to try and get as far from you as possible. So
yeah, exactly. So Nico, what he did, he just started running up, and like in a blink of an eye, just like lightning, just like zoomed from one place to the other, and just
first of all,
he started down.
Do you want to make an opportunity attack as he runs off from you?
Oh, I do.
Okay, go ahead and make
really do.
make the attack you'd like to.
Okay. Ooh. Okay. That's going to be with my wonderful, wonderful dagger that I have gotten from my wonderful, wonderful friend Tammy.
Okay.
Let's see. That is to hit. Let's see. Actually, I don't think I can cast spell.
Not unless you have Warcaster.
Yeah, exactly. So it's gonna be my dagger in that case, which is 30, 20.
Okay. And roll for damage.
Okay. It's a D4 plus 3. Ooh, 7 total.
Is that with your your extra ability?
No,
extra
it is not actually. It will be 10 total.
10 total, okay. So, this is what happens. All of a sudden, Iahme, you're not very used to this kind of shit, but all of a sudden, that kind of timid, dark kind of dude just kind of walks past you a little bit, and almost just kind of gets far enough away as he just kind of staring down this archer, and then you just see this kind of flash, and he's gone. But then you hear this loud crack that echoes across all of the forest, and you try and find him really quickly, and he's just standing in front of that archer, and you just see this weird blackish blue smoke coming from in front of his face as it's going down and dripping. It seems to be almost crawling over his skin as you see these weird skeletal kind of wings come out from his back as they kind of sit there menacingly, dripping this weird blackish blue goo from it. And you literally just see this kind of dude just run as fast as he can, but before he can, you see Nico jab him up into the bottom of his jaw and drops him to the ground. He's dead.
I said we don't need to fight.
All right. That's an event. Good to know.
Yeah. So, Iahme, what would you like to do?
I can
Nico's
move
this lover.
30 feet, so I'm gonna move up there. As long as I don't lose it. Boop.
Okay.
And trying to gauge this. It is So what I want to do... Am I close enough? I don't think I'm close enough for that one. Heck it. I have decided that I'm going to poison spray this fucker.
Which one?
The archer.
Which one?
I can't.
There's one on the steps, and then there's one by this tent.
The one on the steps. It's not letting me ping because it's an ass.
Okay. So yeah, it's about 15 feet, so it's going to get stopped right at him. Is this guy 15 feet? No, he's 20, so you're only going to be able to get the archer.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah, just the archer.
Yep.
So it is a dexterity save, please.
Ooh, that's a natural 20.
Okay, so he only takes half. That's not bad. With cantrips, can I use my meta magic with cantrips, or is it just spells?
Your meta magic? Let me take a look real quick. Just want to make sure.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking before I do anything. It's in under actions. Would it count for just? Is it just spells? I think it's just spells.
First level spells and up. Meta magic.
When you roll damage for a spell, you can spend one
Yeah,
sorcery
that's the
point
one.
to re-roll up to 3 dice.
Oh, that's what I thought you meant. The magical
So I'm gonna
roller table thing.
So I'm gonna say, All right, let me ask you guys: do we consider cantrip spells?
I mean,
I would say so.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. You can. Because it specifically says when you cast a spell. It doesn't say spell slot or anything like that. It specifically just says spells.
So poison spray. We're gonna do the whack.
Okay.
We'll stick with that 11. Actually, we won't do the meta magic with it, but it's good to know for later.
Yes.
So it was an 11 acid. Well, no, poison. 11 poison.
So that's 6 because of the
So-
half.
Yes.
So you go to try and spray out your spray out of Silus. This is actually what you see. All of a sudden, kind of strolling behind the corner is that weird newcomer in her dress, as she quickly just kind of brings up her hand and touches her throat, right where some scales were, and you just see this weird kind of green liquid kind of dripping out of her mouth as she just kind of opens up her mouth and just kind of the spew of this acidic cloud comes out, and you notice that this archer notices immediately and tries to jump out of the way up here as he quickly tries to do backflip up onto the ridge. It's not an opportunity attack just because it's in response to something else happening. And you notice after he does the backflip that you're seeing like the bottom of his pants on one side begins to kind of disintegrate a little bit as he's kind of sitting there taking stock of what the fuck just happened to him. But yeah, he's little worse for wear.
And that was my movement and my action.
Yep.
So. Is there anything fun that we can do? As a bonus action, I can cast Healing Word.
Okay.
So the true question is the orc close enough? He is indeed. So we're gonna do a Healing Word on the orc.
Okay. How much does he heal for?
The one that I perceived to have been an orc at one point.
Yes. Your friend, but how much does he heal for?
That is gonna be 8.
Okay. Silas takes 8 points. As you see this kind of... You saw that acidic coming out of her mouth, but now you're seeing this kind of weird... She makes this hand motion, and this kind of greenish fairy dust almost kind of flies through the air as it kind of sprinkles over you, and a couple of your wounds like on your chest begin to close up a little bit. Really weird. You just saw something else come out of her mouth, and it fucking disintegrated some of his shit, but now something else is coming out, and it's healing you.
This fucking point, like, it doesn't matter what I see. I've seen weirder shit.
Okay. So next up is actually this archer dude who heard the berserker kind of yell at the other one, so he's going to turn around and go for you, Iahme. And,
Smack me.
Ooh. Is another 20?
Can you please take... Okay, 22 points of piercing damage. And make a Constitution saving throw with disadvantage.
I have to make a Constitution saving throw with disadvantage. I'm unconscious.
Fuck.
So, fuck your Constitution saving throw, bestie.
Okay.
But that's okay.
Oh,
I healed
fuck.
somebody. That doesn't hurt me.
Okay.
Whoop.
So next up is Kazim. You just see all of a sudden, as you're sitting there paralyzed, you saw Iahme over on one side kind of spray out acid, shoot out a little bit of dust, and then up from above an arrow came down and she just dropped to the ground. You can make a Constitution saving throw. That's pretty much all you can do.
Do I need to do so with the... Keep in mind the thing that happened mentally?
No. Not yet.
Okay. I just figured I'd ask.
It's a total of 5.
Yeah, you're still paralyzed, bud. You can't move.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go on. Silas, you just saw behind the berserker, Iahme just dropped to the fucking ground.
Yeah, bonus action spare the dying on Iahme, so she is
Stable.
unconscious but stable. And then my first attack will be on the heavy dude.
Okay.
Oh, I dropped the fucking feet. That is a... Oh, God, this is not good. That's a 15.
That misses, unfortunately.
Alright, let's fucking do it again then. That is slightly better. That is an 18.
Okay. That one hits. Go ahead and roll for damage for me.
Wait. That is 7 slashing and 6 radiant, so 13 total.
Okay. So you kind of get distracted a little bit as you quickly let off your abilities that you know to be able to try and make sure that she doesn't lose her life in total. But as this berserker's kind of getting pissed off, he kind of tries to push you away, and you go for a slash to try and get him off of you, but he was able to duck back. But then you're able to kind of grab it with both hands as you grab it from one end and kind of go for a quick slash, and it goes right across his collarbone right here. And yeah, it's a good hit, but he's still smiling, happy as ever. Yeah, and it is now that soldier's turn, who's gonna still go after you. Goddamn, I missed that. Okay. 17?
Yeah, that hits.
Ooh, okay. 9. 9 points of slashing damage, and he's going for a second one. Ooh, this is an interesting one. 14.
Meets it, beats it.
Ooh.
Okay, and go ahead and take 15 points of slashing damage.
Hi.
As he kind of quickly he's going for those quick successions as he pulls another hand axe and just goes for 2 quick swipes against you, and both kind of strike and hit the upper side as you see him just kind of bulking up and getting even more excited about what's going on. It is this archer's turn, and he doesn't want to get the anger from that berserker, so he's going to shoot at Kazim with advantage. Okay, Kazim, does a 13 hit you?
Well, that depends. Since I'm paralyzed, does my AC drop by my dex?
No, he just gets advantage.
Then a 13 does not hit me. No.
Okay, so he just kind of shoots off, but he's a little confused by what's going on up with the berserker, and he's kind of thrown off, and you're just a little too far for him to really be able to get a good hit on you. So as you're sitting there paralyzed, you just see that's right past your face as you're sitting there. All right, Nico, it's your turn.
I have a question. Is there a line of sight?
Yeah, I would say
This
so.
one? Since my Eldritch Blast is around 300 feet,
Yes.
Nico is just going to, he will blast that bitch. Because why not? Plus D4. Dirty 20?
Okay, that hits.
Okay, that's for one blast. And then the second one. which is way better. That will be 25 or something like that. I assume that one hits too, so let's see.
Yep.
Oh, that's not good. It's much better. 24 total.
Okay, so you're able to, you kind of stand up, and is that with your necrotic as well?
Yes, exactly.
So you kind of slowly turn, and you see Iahme just drop to the ground. And the only person that you really noticed immediately, being in this weird state that you're in, is your eyes shift over to the archer that's kind of right there as he kind of looks at you. And you can tell he's a bit fucking terrified of you as you kind of let off these weird, normally bluish, but now they have this like black core as they're firing off next to him.
Ooh.
And as they kind of strike into him, he tries to almost try and stop it with his hand, but it breaks his arm as he's kind of sitting there. And yeah, he is dropped to the ground. And you go in for the second one, and it just kind of hits him right in the chest as he falls back into these boxes, and he is dead.
Okay. I'm not tequila, but okay. Well, in that case, you know.
When do you ever?
When do I ever plan to kill people? I planned on the archer before. I'm gonna slowly, taking my sweetest time, just walk in a calm pace.
Okay.
With 30 feet.
As you're walking, as you begin approaching Iahme's body, you see this weird, like, you hear this kind of like snapping sound as you look at Iahme's body, and it begins shape-shifting almost as you're seeing these bones rearrange themselves in her normal body. You're seeing these weird scales almost begin to kind of crawl over what was normally her clothes and her hair and stuff. You're seeing her hair turn into these like scaly spikes as they begin coming up, and you're just hearing this low growl as it kind of stands up, and there's this very tall, large dragonborn now standing where Iahme was, and he just kind of looks up at Silus with this kind of just disdain in his eye, and that what normally was that silver scythe that was on Iahme's hip is now this kind of black scythe, about the same size, but where the hilt was, and you saw this kind of dragon's face, you see it moving. You're seeing the wings on the side of the blade are also kind of slowly fluttering in the wind as he slowly begins to kind of walk up behind this berserker, and you just see he's gonna go for an attack on this berserker, and oh shit! Okay. I just wrote this, so this is gonna be something I have to look at. Give me 1 second here.
That moment when the introduction is not at all what you had planned.
Okay. So this is this one. So plus all of a sudden, Silus, in front of you, you just see directly in front, you're staring at this berserker, you're seeing this weird dragonborn walk behind, but then all of a sudden you just see this weird slow cut coming across the back of this berserker's throat, and this green kind of sizzling liquid is coming down as it's burning the skin. His eyes just go wide as he just drops to the fucking ground, and you're seeing that dragonborn with his scythe in hand, and you're seeing this just weird black ichor. You're not sure where the fuck it's coming from, but it's continuously dripping from the tip of this blade, and every time it hits the stone below, it just kind of sizzles and dissolves the stone a little bit more below it. And yeah, he's dead. So we're gonna go ahead and try that. That's what I thought. This archer up here who just saw that is going to turn around and try and fucking flee. Let's see. Best way for him to do that is going to be just this way. And he's going to go for the quickest way. So he is going to run past you, Silus, if you want to attack of opportunity on him.
Fucking literally, I do.
Okay, go ahead and roll for the attack. and roll with advantage because he is fucking terrified.
Okay. That is 25, and that is and that one. So
Okay.
I'll take the 25.
Well, okay. You don't even have to roll for it. How do you want to do it? The motherfucker was on 2.
Okay, I take my glaive.
Okay.
And I cut both of his knees at the back, sort of lacerating it down towards the ankle. I grab the scruff of his hair, and I just start fucking bashing his face into the stone until it is nothing but the exposed skull.
Damn.
Ow.
Damn.
And he is, like, visibly pissed off
Yeah.
at this Dragonborn now.
Yeah.
So yeah, he bashes until either all the flesh is off the face or the fucking stones have cracked.
So, Nico, we're out of combat now, so I'm gonna say that, Nico, you're probably gonna end up walking towards this Dragonborn as you hear this just kind of squelching sound over and over and over and over, and you just see Silus just kind of up there just continuously bashing. After a while, Kazim, you do gain the ability to move again, but the whole time you're hearing that sound as well.
Does Silus know that? I don't think Silus saw the transformation.
No. He was busy looking at the Berserker. He just saw this Dragonborn come out of nowhere. But, Silus, you do recognize the Dragonborn from the other night, talking to Tammy.
I figured I would.
I'm actually gonna stand there and watch with a morbid curiosity. Like, who's gonna do something first?
Okay, you see that this Dragonborn just kind of leans against us. He's just kind of watching Silus get more and more mad as he's smashing this dude. And now, at this point, there's nothing left but bone fragments and this wet sack of skin in your hand, Silus, as you just kind of toss him to the side.
I'm gonna go to the other side of the camp, but is that a ladder or is that steps? I can't quite tell.
So are you talking about? Yeah, that looks to be some kind of ladder. So he's over here.
I will go towards that ladder.
Okay, as you
and whilst I'm doing that, I will cast False Life on myself.
Okay.
So that I heal a little bit.
Okay.
I don't die.
I'm going to start offering healing to anybody who needs it while I slowly make my way down to this chest.
I'm not going to say no to it. I'm not looking very good.
Okay, as you walk by, Kazim, you see this black Dragonborn just kind of walk down and just kind of hold out his hand.
Like it wants healing?
Yes.
Or... Okay, I'll give it a cure wound.
As soon as you touch its hand with that cure wounds, all of a sudden the scales begin to recede back into where it came from, back into this kind of more skin kind of shape, and it just kind of drops to the ground unconscious again. And you're hearing that weird snapping as it begins kind of forming into this much smaller, more feminine frame, as you're seeing with much more messy hair and not so delicate. Iahme has turned back into her normal form, but Iahme, you are now conscious again.
You get 8 hit points.
Ooh.
And Silus, you get the same.
Thank you.
Nobody asked for any more. I'm out.
Okay.
I'm also out. So.
Do you pass next to me or something? Like, as
Are you still in the necrotic shroud?
No.
Then yeah, I just walked right past you.
I'm just gonna tap you real quick with lay on hands. Not a lay on hands. There's a cold.
Lay these hands on you, motherfucker.
Healing hands. 84. No, dear. Ow. Ow. That's 9 extra hit points for you. Like, as you just kind of pass,
So you,
kind of tap
as you're kind of walking by Silus, you know you see Nico, and Nico, I would assume that you dropped it prior to him going down the steps.
Yes.
So as you're coming down, you just feel this kind of slight tap on your shoulder, Silas, as you feel that kind of radiating warmth coming from your friend's hand as it begins to heal you, make you feel a little bit better. But as you begin making your way over to that ladder, and Kazim, you begin making your way over towards that chest that's over there, we are going to take a break as we are already over by like 40 minutes for it.
Oh.
So I will be right back and let them kind of entertain you. So as we return back to what were you doing, I'm going to start with, I think, Kazim as you begin walking up to that chest.
Yay!
Okay.
I'll be smart and check it for traps.
Okay, roll for investigation.
Pussy.
Yeah. Investigation?
Mm-hmm.
That's an 8.
That looks like a normal chest. Yeah, it's fine.
Cool.
Like a goddamn mimic.
Can I see if it's locked?
You kind of walk up to it, and you notice that it is up just a little bit, so no, it doesn't seem to be locked.
Does it seem to have teeth?
He doesn't think so. No, not at all.
They were in awfully close proximity to this chest. I don't think there's a reason that it would be a mimic. Rationalizing it, this isn't a mimic. I am, just to be safe, going to stick my dagger up under the lid to prop it up.
Okay. Are you pulling? Are you pulling it all the way up?
Yes.
Okay. So as soon as you kind of prop it all the way up, go ahead and take just 2 points of piercing damage as you pull it open, and now you notice that there is this kind of like metal wire that's attached to the lid, and as you lifted it up, it seems to release what seems to be some kind of crossbow mechanism that's underneath it as it shoots an arrow straight into your thigh.
Cool. Just the one, right?
Just the one. But
worth it.
It's now open.
I'm looting everything that's in it. Every single thing is going in my pockets.
Okay, so you've managed to find yourself 12 platinum.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yep.
baby.
And you...
We can finally play. We can pay what's his face.
And you also find what seems to be this kind of ornate, like, I don't know how to put it. It's like a golden statue of like a horse or something, maybe raided from somebody's house that's worth about 25 gold, or no, I'm sorry, 250 gold. You also find a small, like a bag that seems to be of just like silverware or stuff that seems to be robbed from some random house. And then you also find another smaller kind of lockbox in it that is locked. This one's metal.
How much would you say the silverware is worth?
I would say total the silverware is probably worth around maybe 35 gold.
And then a lockbox?
Yeah, a lockbox of entirely metal. It looks like it's made out of like some kind of iron or something. It's very industrial looking.
You know I gotta open it.
Okay, go ahead and roll for sleight of hand with your thieves tool.
Which I
Sleight of hand or
first.
thieves tools?
Yes.
Okay, 27.
Okay, so you're very easily able to kind of plop it down on the ground as you get your little pick in there and a tension rod as you begin picking it and just tink really quick, and you open it up, and there's inside seems to be this kind of what looks to be armband of some kind. It looks like leather, and it's got this kind of metal medallion on it that I don't know if you have seen it. It has the symbol of the purists on it.
I have seen it.
Okay, so
I have a book of it.
You immediately
in my
recognize it as the
rifle.
symbol of the purists.
Shit, I can't show this to Silus. He'll stab me. Silas?
So I was walking out.
I was
Silas
I'm-
So Silas is over here, and are you climbing up the ladder?
Yeah.
So as you come up on top of the ladder, you see cowering behind a large boulder in this kind of weird, like, enclosure are these two women that are terrified in these ratty clothes. It smells of, like, piss all over, and you can tell that they're chained up. From what you can tell, these are slaves. They're somewhere in between like 25 and 35 between the two. One's a brunette, one's a blonde. They're wearing these just ratty clothes. They've been there forever, and as you come up, they're fucking terrified of you. And what the older one seems to be kind of like blocking the younger one from behind her.
I throw all my weapons onto the ground.
So,
like the purest dagger hiding under my shirt, the jab, like all just slowly putting them on the ground, and then going onto one knee.
You see her you see both of them just kind of wide-eyed, looking at all the weapons, looking at you, looking at the weapons, looking at you, and you just hear the older one go, "Help us."
I'd like to inspect the chain, see if there's any. Does it look like it can be broken by force, or am I going to need Kazim's more delicate touch?
Go ahead and roll for investigation.
Roll disadvantage. That's an 18. Fuck me sideways.
See how it fucking feels? God dang it.
I chose this life. That's an 11.
Total 11.
Yeah.
So they don't look like the strongest of chains, but it doesn't look like, as far as you can tell, there's really anywhere that you can try and break it off. They seem to be bolted to the stones that are around them, and there's a padlock that seems to be, or like a padlock that's holding the cuff on their legs.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna hold both my hands out, like not showing any signs of threat. There is a cleric nearby who will be able to break your chains. I will get him as quickly as I physically can.
You see them kind of look at each other and just kind of quickly nod.
And then I will go to the edge of the little cliff face and call, Kazim, I am in need of a thief.
Silus, I'm in need of your ability to tell me if something's cursed or not. I'll fly up to him.
You want to trade abilities? Like, you do a thing for me, I do a thing for you.
I'll show you mine if you show me yours. On one condition, don't stab me.
Today has been full of innuendo.
Don't try and do anything sneaky against me, and I won't have any reason to.
Okay. I'm gonna palm the band into his hand and I say, before you look at it, let me go look at your thing.
So, as you come up, you notice that next to him is just this pile of fucking weapons just sitting on the ground, and you notice that there's these two women that are kind of like, again, they see another person coming up and they're still a bit scared to see you come up, but then remember what Silas said, and they both kind of outstretch their legs, and you see the cuffs that are on their legs.
Oh, easy.
Point at the padlocks.
Yeah, easy. I've dealt with this model before. You want me to roll sleight of hand?
Yeah,
you became a rogue like 10 days ago.
Go ahead
what the fuck?
Roll for Dex once, and we'll count that for both. Or not Dex, sleight of hand for both.
Even on a natural 9, that's a 17.
Yeah, easily enough. You just kind of quickly... You notice that you don't even really need your tension rod. You just kind of jam one of your pieces of like wire that you have, and it just kind of quickly clicks open. They're not the best locks that they've ever had, and they both quickly fall off as both the girls like kind of clamber up against the wall, and they're kind of holding each other. They look malnourished. Their skin is very, very red, as if they've been left outside for they look weathered. They've been out here for a while, and you just see them both start crying and go, "Thank you so much."
Do either of you do magic?
No. We're just simple farmers.
Are there any empty bags on our cart?
Well, that's what I'm gonna dispel my disguise, and then use my head wrap to cover one of them up, and then take my my tunic off and give it to the other.
You see both, as soon as you dispel it, they both kind of jump back a little bit, and you see them kind of like shaking, but they still like very cautiously kind of go with you. as you begin climbing down and accept the clothes that you've given them.
Take all my weapons back, by the way. I'm not leaving them.
Yeah,
in the,
good choice.
Yeah. Cheers. Yeah. And I will. I'll look. I will look at whatever this is later.
Okay.
Firstly, I will take these two back to the cart and see if there's anything we can do to help them.
Okay.
You said they looked hungry.
Yeah, they look incredibly malnourished.
As they go past, I'm going to cast my berries.
Okay.
And offer them a berry and tell them that it's a magic berry that will make them not hungry anymore for today.
As they're kind of walking through, you see them kind of looking around at the dead bodies strewn around, and you see one of them run up to the archer that's over by this campfire and just kind of fucking kick him in the gut. And the other one spits on him as they just kind of walk up to you, Iahme, and they give you an immediate hug. Thank you so much. And then they turn around and give you a hug, Silus.
I'm probably going to be right there when they pass. On the little map, close to where we came in.
Silus does his best to be courteous, but also doesn't really know how to handle this
Kazim,
situation.
are you following as well?
Yeah, as soon as we get back to the cart,
They also give you a hug as you're walking back.
Aw, very sweet. Don't distract me, though. I'm trying to cast Create Food and Water for him.
So you see, when they took the berry from you, Iahme, they, like, wolfed that motherfucker down. Like, that looks like they haven't seen food in fucking ever. Yeah.
Those berries, they keep them from being hungry for the day.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, so as you guys begin...
Good berry.
Nico, what are you doing?
You know what? Nico is going to walk up to every single one of those, and I'm just gonna keep using Chill Touch to just fucking disintegrate them.
To the bodies?
So just like, yeah, so they no chase behind.
Okay.
We've never been here before.
As you guys are walking by, you're just seeing Nico just fucking walking up to these bodies and just holding them for a little bit until they just shatter into these million pieces of just frozen flesh and chunks.
I'm gonna eat my other 8 berries and get 8 health. Ooh.
Okay.
Hickey.
So after, are you guys going back to the cart, or?
I wanted to pick through the remains if there's anything left.
I mean, clothes and items are left, just the flesh is gone.
I mean,
cool.
Yeah, it literally just the organic material has been disintegrated into pieces. But you're seeing like where they were. There's just these mounds of like clothes and armor and weapons and stuff.
I do want to cast Create Food and Water for these.
So as you begin coming back to the back of the cart, you're just gonna kind of make it on the actual like cart, just kind of like set out a little display because you guys have like small camping gear like cups and shit like that you can put it on.
And if I'm not mistaken, Create Food and Water makes like 40 pounds of food.
Up to 40 pounds of food.
I would like to make as much as I can for these two so that we can send them on their way with a clear conscience.
Okay, so I'll say that you probably...
You should recognize them, though.
No, you've never seen these people...
It is close enough to... Okay.
Yeah, you've never seen these people in their... They look like they... Yeah. So I would assume that there's probably some like empty sacks in like the back of the cart that you guys have just kind of had, you know, that come with the cart and stuff. And you start filling up a couple of the sacks with a bunch of the food that you're creating. I don't know how you're expecting to transport water. You have water skins, but that's pretty much all you've got.
I mean, we're near enough to rivers. I'm sure they'll be fine.
I'll also say you probably, I don't know, fill up a cup for them to have some water. Perhaps they haven't had any.
Right now, yeah, for sure.
Just give them a ride to the closest.
You see them, as soon as you start filling up these cups with water, you see them quickly grab it and like fucking chug the whole goddamn thing. And you like hear the just kind of like they're choking on it. They're trying to drink it so fast.
I mean, these assholes had to have had some water, right?
Yeah, you're
some way to get water.
And you're seeing like as they're drinking it, like tears are streaming down their face.
You know, I'm gonna walk up to them too. Why not?
I'm going to comfort them while trying to like undishevel myself, make myself look better because I know I look like shit.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay. And Kazim, I guess you're going back to search the bodies.
Yes.
Roll for investigation.
Sticky fingers. 16?
So on the soldier that no longer had a head, but he's disintegrated, he's on the steps, you find a key. I wonder where that key could have possibly gone to. You also, he's got a basic shield. He's got 2 hand axes. He doesn't really have much on him. He has like maybe 10 silver on him. The other soldier, he also doesn't really have much. He has a couple javelins on him. That's pretty much it. But the archers, you are kind of digging through their stuff, and you're not really finding much, except that you managed to find 12 paralyze arrows.
Ooh.
12
Doesn't kill you,
arrows.
make you stronger.
Paralyzed arrows? Like they're enchanted or they're poisoned?
So they're obviously they're dipped in some kind of thing, and being that you've been shot with it, assuming it's some kind of paralyzing poison. So they're poison dipped arrows, and they paralyze you instead of causing poison damage.
For clarification, Kazim, don't even dare shoot it at any of us. I'm gonna blast you.
Do these even look like they'd fit in my crossbow?
You can roll for either intelligence or wisdom. I'll let you pick.
Definitely wisdom. Dirty 20.
So right now they probably couldn't, but you probably think that with enough time and a steady hand, you might be able to turn them into bolts.
All right, because arrows are longer, right? And like, yeah. What's the matter, Kazim? Can't you shoot a bow?
Do I have any reason to believe that I could probably shoot a bow, but do I have any reason to believe that the poison would wear off over time? Like, do these have a shelf life?
You can roll for nature or survival.
21 survival.
Yeah, no. You would assume that this is extracted from some kind of root that comes around from the area that has this kind of weird numbing effect, and you know that when it's concentrated down, and it's injected into the bloodstream, can cause some kind of paralyzing effect on most people. You also know that it really doesn't really ever wear off until your own system works through it. So if something's dipped in it, it kind of stays like that.
Cool.
And is that all you're doing?
That's everything on the bodies, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's all I'm doing.
Okay.
Well, actually, have we checked out these tents yet?
Nope.
Are they just like sleeping grounds?
I don't know.
Does somebody want to check these tents with me?
I'm staying with the girls.
Kazim.
Okay.
I'll check out this white tent first.
Okay, go ahead and roll for investigation for me.
I'm gonna look myself, so I'm just gonna give him like a help action just in general.
Help action?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be looking myself. I'm just gonna tag along with you and give you help.
That's a 12.
With help, my goodness.
It was a 2, so...
Does it?
Okay,
Oh.
so in here seems to be obviously like they're mostly just storage. You don't really find anything. You do see piles of clothes. Like they've been keeping like a bunch of stuff possibly from their victims. You do notice that there's tons of like these collars and chains and stuff, and from that you can kind of glean that these were some kind of slavers.
Glad we killed these assholes.
You tell me.
Do I find any of the roots? Any more of the roots?
Not with that investigation.
That's fair. Check out Big Red
Okay, go ahead and roll for investigation again.
with the help action.
Yep.
Okay, that went from a 2 to a 17 this time.
Okay. So as you begin kind of looking around in this tent, obviously this is where they've probably been sleeping, at least for 3 of them. You notice that there's not all that much, and you do know that there's a third tent. And as you're looking around, you do find what seems to be some kind of, how do I put it, alchemical set there, and you see what looks to be a distillery and a small box that is next to it. When you open up the box there, you do find 2 of those roots that I was talking about. They're maybe about 6 inches long each. And go ahead and roll for survival or medicine.
That's a natural 1.
Yeah, you don't know how you don't know how much you could make from it, but you do know those are the roots anyway. You do also find.
Maybe you should eat it.
You don't see why not. But with your investigation, you do also manage to find 3 more vials of that poison. That you don't know how many uses it would have per vial, but you did find 3 more of them.
I'm gonna look around for maybe some clothes or like just clothes in general that we could possibly give off to the girls.
In like it seems to be like this footlocker kind of chest. It's just full of different kinds of clothes and stuff. So yeah, you're able to find like pants and perhaps some tunics for those girls.
And this super strong teenage boy, he's going to flex his super duper strong muscles, and he's going to start and drag this box.
The whole box?
With a whole box.
You and I both have a -1 to strength.
Roll for strength.
Yeah. Good fucking luck.
Yeah, with your disadvantage too.
So, I rolled a 3, then I rolled a natural 1. So 0.
Okay. So yeah, it's not going anywhere. It seems to be bolted to the ground somehow. What the fuck? Kazim, you look over and you see Nico trying to pull it, but you see as he's trying to pull it, it's digging itself deeper into the ground, making a bigger mound in front of it so that he can't move it.
Okay.
0.
I'm gonna go around to the other side and then just kind of put weight down on top of it so it's pushing it deeper into the ground, but make it look like I'm pushing it forward.
Roll for deception.
To you.
19.
Yeah, you see Kazim try and come help you, but it seems to have gotten heavier. You know what the hell is going on, but you and Kazim are both straining to try and pick this up.
Kazim, we need some help, man. This is filled with fucking lead or something.
It's probably like a magically enchanted crate or something.
Oh my god, it's probably magically enchanted.
Did I see
Like
them?
it
Did I
is.
see them struggling?
You're at the cart, so no, they're inside the red tent.
Is this crate opened? Have we seen what's inside of it?
Yes, the clothes.
Yeah, clothes.
It's just clothes.
Just clothes.
You also managed to find that there seems to be like spare boots that are kind of placed next to some of these beds that you could probably give to the girls too.
I'm also yoinking a pair that looks like they could fit me.
Which there absolutely is a pair that looks like it could fit you. They seem to be newer, kind of nicer black leather boots, obviously well taken care of.
Nico is going to stop his parents and he's going to like pick up some stupid clothes and use his mage hand to grab a pair of boots or like whatever. He's going to begrudgingly walk towards the cart, like standing like dirty, like stink-eyed towards this magical chest that's been made out of fucking lead.
We got one more tent to check.
Well, he's probably gonna wander off to go give those bring him to the cart. And as Iahme and Silus, you both see that Nico is coming up the path with some clothes in hand. You're just seeing these like 2 pairs of boots behind him, just kind of floating, following him.
I like to think they're walking.
Yeah, there's just these 2 pairs of boots for some reason walking behind him, following Nico. So Kazim, go ahead and roll for investigation for me.
Natural 3.
Yeah, it just seems to be another sleeping quarter. There just seems to be 2 bedrolls and just there's nothing really in there.
Cool.
You were sent to River's Run to investigate.
He doesn't have his partner. No,
I was a rookie. What do you want from me?
Was?
You told us you were.
Yeah, you're mad.
Alright. So as we begin, you guys begin making your way back to the cart. The girls are kind of standing there. They're fucking grubbing down at a bunch of this food and drinking as much water as they possibly can. You did also, Kazim, manage to find like 4 water skins that were amongst the bodies and in the different areas. So you are able to kind of bring back some water skins to fill up with more water for them to take with them.
Hell yeah, they're getting the water skins, all 4 of them.
Okay, and Nico, you kind of place down the clothes. You just grabbed a random pile of clothes that's just a fuck ton, and the 2 boots. And obviously they're a little big for the girls, but they kind of gleefully dig through for any kind of clothes that will really fit them. And they just kind of put on some basic tunics and pants and slip on the boots, and you just kind of, again, they just go around giving all of you hugs. Just thank you so much. We've been here for months. Thank you.
Just remember who saved you.
Oh,
Goddess of lies.
Nico is going to give like a proper like hug. He's leaning in. He wants hugs.
Yeah.
He likes them.
Do
you know the way home from here?
I think so. I think we're only a couple miles. I tried to. They had bags over our heads when they first took us, but it's been a few months. But I think we're able to figure it out. We know these woods pretty well.
You know what? I'm gonna give them hazelnut. I'm gonna give them my horse.
You see them just kind of like again burst into tears, and they're just like, we can't. It's too much. You guys you saved our life. No, we can't.
Look, I'm going to be heavily offended should you not accept it. We have as many horses as we need, and even more so. Please, it will put a smile on my face.
As you're saying this, you see both of them just again breaking into tears one more time as like they kind of go in for one more hug, and you can feel like them trembling from like crying of just joy of being free finally. You feel their like knees getting weak as like they can barely stand up from just the kind of emotions that are going through them and the kind of wailing cries that are coming from them, and just excessive amounts of thank yous for letting them go and helping them.
I'm going to palm 5 gold each into their pockets as they hug me.
Side of hand.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Do they think you're grabbing their ass?
No.
You can do a straight roll, by the way. It's not with disadvantage.
A straight roll?
Yeah, straight roll.
Well, in that case, 17.
Okay.
Wait, no, it's 17 plus something. 20.
Yeah, so they don't even notice. They're just continuously hugging, and after they're done hugging you, they go over to Silus and again give him the big ol' hug again. Iahme, they go over to you and just even more hugs, and they just can't stop hugging all of you, and just the tears and crying. And they just go, if there's ever anything we could do, please just let us know.
Pass it along.
What? Who are you? So we can tell your story.
We're just travelers.
Passerbys.
Yeah. There's nothing special about us. Just good Samaritans. Or just trying to be.
You are genuinely heroes. And again, more tears are coming as they're streaming, and the biggest smiles on their face. I'm assuming at this point, because they begin kind of grabbing all of their food and stuff that Kazim made for them. They again sling it over hazelnut, and they get the water skins and they sling it over as well. They're hugging each other as you guys begin packing up your kind of cart, and I guess you guys are just gonna keep on your way.
I cast resistance on hazelnut.
Okay.
So basically, effectively, like, yeah, I mean, it'll only last for a minute, but I like to think that, it'll just give them that extra little boost that,
In this instance, it'll last a little bit longer than we might think.
Yeah, so basically, if anyone casts a spell at hazelnut, that requires a saving throw. They get a D4 extra.
Okay.
So,
Make
and
it.
He's going to be the most pampered horse that has ever existed.
My boy.
As you guys begin, riding away on your carts and on your horses, they hop on to Hazelnut and begin riding off in a different direction down a different path from you guys. Kazim, you look and you notice that they're heading towards what you would know is a different kind of way of getting probably to Pebblestone, which is the first town that you ended up in. So
Fuck Pebblestone.
Yeah.
I met one lady there and she was an asshole.
probably their mother.
Her children had just been kidnapped, and this bird comes up acting like a douche.
I wasn't acting like a douche. I asked for stationery and she was just a bitch.
Anyway.
As you guys are continuing to ride on, it's beginning to get a little dark after a very long day of traveling. I would say it's getting about 6 o'clock. The sun is beginning to go down. You guys are welcome to continue traveling for probably another 2 hours before you get your horses and you begin starting to get exhaustion. And you have to find a place, but you are losing the light.
While we're on the road, I want to just double check with Silus that he made sure there's no curses on that armband.
He hasn't looked at it yet.
I was gonna do that whilst we're traveling. I'm
Okay.
gonna be like 50 feet back and then do it.
Okay. So while you guys,
At least that way you'll have ample time to dodge my javelins.
all of a sudden, Silus is galloping towards you now. So
I imagine I just start fucking knocking trees over if I get that angry.
So Silus, as you begin kind of trotting behind them, you do pull out that small gray lockbox, and you open it up and do find the symbol of the purist on this kind of armband kind of thing. Go ahead and roll for Constitution with advantage, please.
Right. 25. Thank God for the advantage, because it would have been an 8.
Yeah,
Shit!
easily enough. You don't even, you kind of recognize it as that symbol, and for this time, for some reason, you just kind of brush it off, like not even caring that it's a symbol of the purist. Almost as if maybe seeing what the purists were truly like might have helped your anger towards them.
And I will take the brooch. I assume I put my shirt back on.
Probably.
One of the girls had it on.
No, because they changed.
Yeah, you gave them the clothes. You have your
Yeah.
head wrapping back, and you have your.
So yeah, I
shirt
will
back.
take the brooch and just sort of whisper Dromac, and then hover my hand over the item and see, is it cursed?
So as you kind of
Absolutely.
hold it against your hold your arm where the brooch, you hold the brooch over it, and you kind of hold them next to each other, and you're seeing this weird red energy coming from the ruby that's in the center of it as it kind of glows over the amulet, and it kind of comes back and just goes back into a negative feeling that goes through you. So no, it is not cursed.
Okay.
Courage you play.
It's not cursed.
Well, but that ominous fucking gloves are good.
Okay, I will close the lockbox and hold on to it for now.
Okay.
And I'm probably gonna stay 20 feet behind the cart, just for my own safety.
Okay.
I think. So, just constantly watching our peripherals, just to make sure that, we don't find slavers who might have been coming towards the camp from a successful hunt or something like that.
Oh, that's not a bad call.
Okay. So whoever would like to roll for perception.
I'm exhausted. I have disadvantage. Someone
got
else, please.
Nico is just
I don't-
happily walking next to the carriage.
I'm gonna do it as well. Not that
You
I
have
don't
to
trust you, but I
Oh no,
don't-
and that's a natural 20 for 26.
Shit, we drinking.
So Josh, where are you sitting?
I'm
You
probably
have-
sitting in the front of the cart, like holding the reins.
Okay. So, as you are kind of going down, holding
Oh, shot
the
glasses.
reins, you are the sun is beginning to go down, and it's beginning to get a little bit darker out. You are hearing, you know, the natural sounds of the forest around you. You're hearing, you know, different kind of animals that are out there, a little bit of rustling, but you quickly turn and you're seeing maybe like a raccoon or you've seen a few deer out there, but nothing really too worrisome as you continue traveling until. Are you guys going to go up until the full amount where you're going to start getting exhaustion, or are you going to stop a little bit beforehand? What are we doing?
We fucking stopping. I don't give a fuck about continuing walking
Yeah,
when we're
not
this
doing
tired.
exhaustion.
So you guys keep
No,
you go up
thank
to you go up to the brink of where you feel like you might need to start taking a rest, and Kazim, with your perception that you rolled, easily are able to find this kind of clearing that it kind of, based on the way that you were coming down the road, there seems to be like this small, I wouldn't say narrow, but it's definitely well hidden kind of path almost that seems to, if you follow it down into the trees, goes into this larger clearing that seems to be surrounded by these trees that is very fairly flat, which seems like it would be a very good place to set up camp. That's not too far from the road in case you needed to get away quickly, but it's also fairly hidden enough that if someone did go by, they probably wouldn't see you.
I found a place we can camp.
Well, I'm fucking spent.
I will tie up Artemis and go on the hunt for dinner.
Okay. Go ahead and roll for survival or nature. With
Probably
advantage,
survival.
by the way.
Alright, so that'll make it neutral. Because I'm still a slipper boy. Yeah, we're gonna do that survival, so that's gonna be a 16.
Okay, so as you're kind of slouching around trying to find something, you do start kind of looking around and realize that the trees are beginning to become more familiar to the kind of trees that were closer to the ones that are around Rivers Run. You know that you're still a fair amount of ways, but it's starting to become a little bit more recognizable of an area of things that you could look for. So you start kind of using those tricks that you were using when you were with your tribe. And very easily you find yourself a couple rabbits. You do also see a boar. There is another deer that's kind of far out there. It might take a little work to go get it, but it is there.
We've already had deer recently.
You also,
I think I'm gonna go for the boar.
I was also gonna say, there's also, you notice up in the a couple of the trees, you do also see a couple bird nests of some kind of like natural quail that might be around, or pheasants that might be around up there. But if we're gonna go for the boar,
I'll go for the boar, and I'll check the nest for eggs.
okay. So go ahead and roll for an attack.
Lovely jubbly. And that's gonna be with a Jubilee. That is I can't fucking see that.
Bazillion.
All of
that
them.
is a 19.
Yep, easily enough. You're able to kind of pop up from behind a tree, and you just quickly let go of your javelin in such a way that it just kind of clearly hits the back of the boar's head, and it just kind of drops quietly to the ground. You do see that there is another boar that was with it that just kind of takes off, but you see this boar would be plenty to feed your group. And you see you're gonna climb the tree.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and see if there's any eggs in the nest.
Roll for athletics or acrobatics, your choice. With advantage, because you would have done this a lot too.
Let's probably do that with athletics. It's a +6 as opposed to a +1. That is a 14.
So you climb up one of them. You try to on one, and it's a little too wide for you to really get a good grip to be able to climb up. But you do climb up a second one, and you do get up to where the nest is, and you do see that there are about 3 eggs. They're relatively similar size to a chicken, perhaps a little bit smaller. They have these black spots on them, this kind of beige color of the egg as a whole. But you've seen these kinds before and know that they are edible. So you did manage to find yourself 3 of them as you grab them and are able to come back down.
Absolutely. I'll take them, and then sort of as I'm going back, I'm going to just sort of forage for...
As you normally do, kind of
carrot, garlic,
looking for your different...
things like that.
You do... what was your? Do you remember what your survival roll was?
My survival roll was
16, right?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, so as you're kind of going back at the bottom of the tree that the eggs that you got were, you do notice this kind of lump, which you recognize as this kind of well sought after kind of seasoning called black truffle, black forest truffle that's out there. So you did manage to find that, which gives you a little bit of like almost a smile on your face because that brings you really, really solid feelings of being at home. As that was like a specialty and a very, very much wanted kind of seasoning for most of Orca's dishes that you had. So you quickly grab that
Some
up.
people call me Tyler Slug, others call me Gordon Ramsay.
That's right. As you begin coming back, walking back, you do manage to find a couple other herbs and spices that you normally would do. While he's out hunting, what are you guys doing? Are you guys setting up camp? What are we doing?
Nico is pathetically trying to set up a
I mean, Kazim, you see, you see Nico try to like get the sticks, and you could tell he's fucking so tired as he's very like trying to get them standing up. He obviously has no idea what the fuck he's doing. But
So-
yeah,
Seeing that, she's just gonna kind of like shake her head and like the oh my god, and turn around to a tree,
mm-hmm.
and she has as her tent like a black canopy, like you know, like the little kids on their beds, like the princess canopy kind of things.
Oh.
She's gonna hang that up and put like the bedspread in a circle.
So.
And kind of like sit there and brush her hair and do her little trance.
So, Nico, as you're struggling so hard to put your tent together, you look over and you see Iahme just kind of walk over to a tree with like just a rope and just kind of flings it over the side and just kind of pulls it up, and all of a sudden there's just this kind of canopy with like a round top. It looks pointed at the top as she ties it to another smaller branch towards the bottom, and it seems to be almost like a netting that goes around in a fairly large circle. It's not incredibly huge, but obviously some kind of like pretty quick portable tent-ish thing as she's putting in her bedding and stuff on the bottom, and then just kind of sits down. You see her just kind of brushing her hair as you finally manage to get one of your sticks into the ground to be able to hold up one side of your tent.
It's so unfair.
No, Nico is so proud of his work. He's going to be using his magic hand as well to help prop it up and tie it off.
So what
works like a 5-year-old did it.
So what you really see is Nico just kind of stand up and go fuck this shit and just kind of cast a spell to hold up the other stick as he's jamming that in the ground, and it is a serviceable tent standing up. It's a little dipping in the middle. It's a bit off center. The sticks are kind of wonky, but it is a tent. And then you look over at Kazim, who just has his normal tent because he's done this so much from traveling.
As soon as Nico looks the other way, I'm gonna kick one of the tent poles.
Sleight of hand. Sleight of hand.
Ooh, poor roll, 12.
Pass is 11.
Yeah, Nico, you just, as soon as you turn around and start walking to like put your bedding in it, you just hear the clinking of one of the sticks and turn around and it's fallen down. I mean, you definitely saw Kazim do that.
Iahme's gonna call across the area and be like, "Pardon me, if you would rather not fight with that again, if there is more than enough room under here."
Oh. Nico, he gets, he's thinking back to the conversation they had on the car. He kind of gets a blush on his. He kind of fiddling with his hands, thank you. Maybe, I'll put a pin in it, and he walks off. He is so not even sit up. He just walks his face just beat ready, just walks the other way.
Oh my god. She's gonna change and get ready to go to sleep.
Yeah.
But leave the canopy the little flap thing slightly open so that if he decides to go in, it's there.
At this point, I would say Silus is coming back, and you see Nico's piss poor attempt at making a tent. You see the canopy, and you see Kazim just kind of sitting there chuckling to himself.
I've told you 4 steps from the corners.
Was it 4? God dang it. Wait. I've got this. I look at him. I jump. I wasn't holding anything. But
I dropped my nothing.
I dropped my.
Nico goes
Everything.
straight back to his. He's going to jab one of the sticks directly to the ground.
Okay.
And I'll look at Silus and start counting 4 steps.
Very sarcastically as he's walking 4
No, not
steps.
sarcastically. He's actually looking like, is this enough? Like is it supposed to be bigger? Smaller?
Silence says, as you see Nico like this? This?
He gets
He's
to part, he's like,
actually looking for
"What?"
guidance.
Heel to toe.
Okay. Is it like actual steps or are they just like
4 steps.
So
just
Iahme,
steps?
as this is happening, you kind of peek out and you notice that there is a much different dynamic between Silus and this other person, Nico. That is kind of surprising to you, because before you saw that Silus obviously wanted nothing to do with that body, but now it seems like almost attached to it.
I'm gonna sort of do a motion with my hands of like this, then this, then this, then plant the stick.
Wait. He takes 1 step back, he redoes it again. He looks at him, and then he plunges another stick down when he thinks it's okay.
Then
Wait,
take
that's
the then take the mallet.
The mallet? My mallet?
You look over and you see that Nico's just been using a rock.
Oh, fuck.
Are you supposed to have a mallet?
Oh, these fucking children.
She's gonna call
My
out.
entire life slept. Well, usually we just sleep on the carriage, or we don't sleep at all. I just, poof back in. But like,
Silus is just gonna come over and stamp the peg into the ground.
She's gonna like peek out and be like, I told him if he was having enough problems with that, he could come over here.
Yes, but he doesn't do well with closeness, given his last encounter with it, and I will go to the fire and start cooking.
Okay, so
I look at Silus like, what?
you see Silus quickly putting together what seems to be like a spit roasting kind of spigot on top of the fire as he's gutting the boar and he gets cleaning it up. You're seeing that he's also got kind of a flat rock that's going to go underneath it, perhaps to catch the drippings from the pig as he's putting the boar on a stick, and he slowly starts beginning to rotate it as the fat begins to drip down into this makeshift pan, and he throws in like the different herbs and garlic and stuff, and the smell just wafts through the entire camp, and it is delightful. I'm
again making sure there's enough for 6 portions.
Okay. So you guys notice that he...
Actually,
Huh?
Nico is gonna walk up to that and he's like, as Silus is cooking, like, putting it up, he's counting on his fingers, like, 6. Why would you be counting 6? Are you eating for 2?
Silus doesn't respond.
She just
Are
asked
you
if he's pregnant.
Oh god.
So he doesn't respond, but as it goes along, you see that Silus just kind of stands up and he takes out his small dagger that you've never seen his dagger before, but he's slowly starting to like slice little pieces off of his black truffle and kind of like trying to put it in different slices that are in the boar as it's cooking to try and infuse that flavor together, and continues just kind of roasting it, not paying attention to your question.
Nico just sitting there like watching with amazement. Nico is a terrible cook. He's never had to do it. He doesn't even probably know how to hold a knife.
You even see him like kind of grab a rag to grab the pan as he's pouring that kind of seasoning grease on top of the pig to kind of baste it almost as it continues cooking.
Nico would have absolutely grabbed it barehanded.
Yeah, 100% he would have.
Absolutely. He just like sitting there like cross-legged, like a blanket like on his shoulders. He's like just watching him with like this big eyes, like looking like a fucking kid. And come on, like
you are a kid.
But like in this instance, he just looks so young, so much younger than he usually would. Like Nico is not cut out for traveling in the wilderness, guys. He doesn't like it. And he's scared of the dark, so you know. Fucking sucks.
Scared.
Scared of
Did he say
Stop
that
doing
part out
it.
loud?
Yes! Because I fucking look like fucking.
He's talking in third
The
person.
angel of darkness is afraid of the dark.
Do you know how many scary things are in the dark?
You are one of them.
Thaumaturgy. Bear noises.
Iahme's gonna reach her hand out of the tent, out of her little tent thing, and cast dancing lights.
I need to just blast them.
He'll just blast the lights.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, there's these these like yellow golden orbs begin floating around, and as soon as they light, Nico goes ah! and quickly sets off an eldritch blast off on 2 of them. There's still 2 left, kind of just bobbing, just kind of sitting there. And all of a sudden, off in the distance, all of you hear just kind of. Silas, you can tell immediately with your passive. I think you have a decent passive insight at this point, don't you?
Passive insight, no.
Let me see.
13.
Oh, your
My
passive perception. Yeah,
good.
you can immediately tell that it sounds like Kazim making bear noises. Nico, there's a fucking bear out in the woods.
Oh, I just crumble up and I actually hide behind Silus because fuck this. I ain't touching whatever that is.
And with that, Iahme is going to start talking in a different language.
Okay.
In her tent.
So
Silas just has this look of disappointment on his face. Just in jet, like, fuck's sake. Oh, for fuck's sake, I'm babysitting.
as the food begins to finish and you cut off the portions for everyone, are you all eating together?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
as we do, I'll hold out the lockbox.
Iahme
It isn't
doesn't come out of
cursed.
it. She's still in there.
Okay.
It's not cursed.
Indeed, but you already seem to have magic items radiating off of you like a stench.
Okay. Gross. Second off, I'm gonna grab the band and put it on my arm and take off my coat.
Okay.
What does your coat do?
This guy's self.
Really? You putting that on?
Just temporarily. I just want to see what it does.
Okay. So as soon as you put on the armband, nothing quite happens, but you do feel this kind of weird magical feeling coming from it. Perhaps if you spent some time with it, something might happen.
I would like to attune to it.
Okay. So about an hour is going to go by as you guys are eating your dinner and stuff, and you see that Kazim is just kind of sitting there and he's staring at his new armband. He's just trying to figure out what's happening. Is anything happening within the hour with you guys, or are we just going to skip to when he's attuned?
I'm watching Kazim, studying him
Okay.
to see what the fuck is gonna happen this time.
I'm flicking it.
Everyone's favorite game.
I mean, Iahme's just having a conversation in her
pick
tent,
up
so...
the food, like an extra portion, and he'll actually like walk over to Iahme and put it down.
You are hearing, as you walk up, Iahme talking in some kind of like guttural language. It sounds almost like how do I put it? It sounds monstrous of some kind. You've never heard this language before.
Oh no, that's not good.
It's still her
Monstrous
voice.
noise
It's just in a
coming
different tongue.
Oh, it's her voice. Okay.
It's still her voice. It's not like deeper or crazy. It's just in a different. It's just a weird like. It's just a weird dialect that you've never heard, and you have no idea what the fuck she's saying.
But
Do
it
we all
sounds
hear
like
this?
one side of a conversation.
Yeah, it sounds like she's talking to somebody, but no one's answering in some whatever language that is.
Knock knock. You know, he actually says it out loud.
And Kazim, you're too far away to be able to hear it.
She's gonna stop and take a deep breath and say, "Can I help you?"
You can help me, but I can help you. I noticed that you haven't been on by the dinner, so I thought I would bring you up the food that Silus has cooked.
It is greatly appreciated, but I'm not quite sure if I'm welcome currently, so conversations are being
Why
had.
would you say that? I mean, Silus cooks it for all of us, and
if I'm counting correctly, which I have more than 6 fingers, there's plenty of food for everyone. I'm sure he took you into account too. He seems like an angry and sometimes cold man, but he cares a lot, and
He seems to only have a fondness for you.
oh, believe me, he doesn't like me.
He likes you more than he likes your friend.
Well, everyone likes me more than my friend, except for you, maybe, actually.
Hmm.
They're not fond of him for what they would call a good reason. Myself, not necessarily stand on the same side of the coin, so to say. But, you get used to it.
I guess what you could say is I understand that I fell unconscious a moment ago during our escapades, if you would call them.
Yes,
And I'm
I
not quite sure
must
what
say-
happens when I fall unconscious, but I know that it's rather terrifying for some people.
if I'm being completely honest, up until recently, I might not have been able to watch it myself when that happens, but I know the feeling, quite literally. So, in case you ever need filling in, I'll be more than happy to. It can be quite confusing at times.
Indeed, very much so. But I do believe yourself and your switch have a very different dynamic, so to say.
Well, I'm not entirely sure how it works. I'm just happy that there's someone who has my back when I need it.
My compatriot doesn't really have my back, more as... From what I've come to understand, if I die, it's not beneficial to him, therefore he will keep me alive because he has to.
Why are you here, actually? Besides the whole, I've been stand here by... Was it a dragon, you said? I've noticed the scales. And he points to her neck, and he'll actually mention the... Was it tabaxi? Like imprint?
Yeah, it looked like a
On her
tabaxi
neck?
imprint.
Yeah.
Much similar to the one that you have on your charm.
Yes. I was curious about the one. Why
That is a
are you here?
conversation. That is a conversation left between you and your friend. For I know just as much as you do. All I know
Oh.
is I am here, and I must stick, as they put it, to you like glue.
To me or the group?
She's just gonna look at you, and that, did I misspeak, or...
Alright. Well,
But
I
if you don't
hope-
mind, I was being rather thoroughly scolded for my actions, so...
well, this group is rather spookish, and it takes time to get used to things and people, especially new people. So don't get discouraged. Just take it easy. It's gonna suck for quite some time. Believe me, most of the time I didn't even want to be here. But they're good guys. And they want
They
to
didn't
do
leave
good.
you in a brothel.
Well, they didn't leave me in a brothel, but they did leave me in a tavern, and then I was about to get mind control, they kind of slaughter off, but the
You wake
same.
up, when you wake up in a sea of bodies that are still writhing and moving, you kind of get a little bit of a, do I
Ooh.
really want to wake up feeling?
Ooh. Ooh.
But on that note,
I'm gonna get shivers. I hope your meal tastes well. If you want company, you're more than welcome to walk out of the tent or canopy or.
she's gonna kind of nod. She has this look on her face of like someone just yelled at her and told her she was worthless. So
Aw.
she's just going to kind of take a deep inhale, adjust herself, breathe out, say, apologies, but if you will, I'm asleep now.
He just extend out his hands and he walks back towards the guys as they're huddling around the fire and Kazim is about to get possessed.
She goes to sleep.
Okay. What do the rest of you do?
My eyes are going between Kazim and the 2 extra portions.
2 extra?
Yeah, I made 6.
Kazim, Silus, Nico.
The Dragoness and 2 more.
Did you?
I made 6. I never said who they were for.
Cute. Aww. Aww.
But yeah, just between the 2 extra portions and Kazim.
Are you asking me to respond, or is this rhetorical?
I'm studying you because the last time you fucking did this, you were cursed. And I know it's not cursed, but I don't know what.
So,
Yes, but we don't know what's gonna happen. For all I know, you're about to turn into a fucking lich.
I'm about to tell you.
That's why I
I'm
had
about to
you
tell you
check
what's about to
first.
happen.
Yay!
So, what happens is you feel this ability that you didn't have before, that you feel like if you focused hard enough, you'd be able to cast something new.
Okay. I kind of want to cast it.
Okay.
Who do you
Can I-
point at?
So, what happens is you see Kazim kind of sit there focusing as hard as he can. In front of you, you looking and you see Silus, you're not really seeing too much, but then you look at Nico. And you see behind him, by this weird tether, is Tammy. You see Tammy for some reason. That just seems to kind of perpetually follow Nico. And you notice kind of like energy, almost like wave that is connected from Tammy into the necklace on Nico. And you have found yourself the purest armband of sight. Once per dawn, it gives you the ability to cast True Sight.
Yeah, oh, fuck!
That's cool as hell. I don't need this, but I like it.
It gives you the ability to cast True Seeing once per day, and you've used yours, and it
Holy
resets
fuck.
once per dawn.
So, Silus. Wait, can I see it or can Silus?
You.
You're the one wearing it, dude.
I cast
You're
True Sight.
you're
That's
the one,
on
you're
me.
the one that
not on-
attuned to it.
You're right, because you look a bit off.
Kazim, as soon as like you're sitting there, I'm assuming you're staring at Tammy, right?
Oh, you did add it. Oh,
yeah,
hell yeah.
I gave it to you. That's an actual thing.
Oh, you put it in my equipment
I
already?
did. And you're attuned to it.
Yes.
So, as soon as you kind of notice Tammy, you see his eyes quickly snap to you, and just that kind of cocky smile, and just kind of a quick little wave. He can tell you can see him.
I'm going to stick out both of my middle fingers at him.
Nico, Kazim's flipping you off for some reason.
Kazim. I'm gonna pluck a feather from his ass with my mesh hand. What the fuck, dude? What do you? What do you want?
I'm not looking at you. I'm not flipping you off. I'm flipping off him.
I turn around. Do I see anyone?
There's no one behind you.
Kazim, don't fucking play with me. I don't like scary stories. Don't you fucking dare.
It's that asshole. The fucking Tammy's behind you.
Oh, Tommy's behind me, for sure. I'll look around. There's no Tammy.
This armband lets me see Tammy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Nico,
do
it's
you
not
hear in the back of your
ridiculous.
voice. You do hear in the back of your head. Weirdly enough, he's not lying.
Even if I was, you'd believe me.
And even weirder, Kazim, you heard Tammy say that.
Oh, fuck that. No armband's coming off. Hey, do you want this armband, Silus?
Silus.
If that is anything to do with him, I want no part of it.
Okay. Armband for sale. Who wants this armband?
Give it to the dragoness.
Weirdly enough, as you say that, out from her tent comes this very tall elven male who just kind of walks towards your guys' fire, sits down, grabs a plate of food, and just begins eating. Does not care for any of you. Does not pay attention. Nothing.
Fuck all that.
Excuse us? You guys are also seeing this, right? It's not just me seeing things or anything, right? This is a man.
Is it real?
A third form.
I'm just gonna stick my hand out and try to see if I can push through its head.
Do you still have the armband on?
I'm taking it off as soon as I hear Tammy's voice and replacing it with the cloak.
Okay,
Do
so
you like Tammy?
yeah. He does not say anything to any of you. He just continues to eat. And then he looks over at Silus and goes, "You seem to be strong."
Strength in a way that means nothing to you.
He snaps up to Nico and goes, "Release the one inside you."
Oh. Excuse you? Do we know each other?
You see him tilt his head. And he goes, "I did not ask."
Actually, I did ask. I'm gonna look at Kazim dude.
I'm gonna put my hand on this guy's shoulder and say, "All right, buddy, who the fuck are you? That's not how you talk to strangers, really. Take a guy out to dinner first."
Okay, go ahead and roll a strength saving throw.
Oh, goody. Oh, that's a nat 1, so a 0.
So this dude just kind of grabs your hand without even looking at you and just flips you onto the ground, still staring at Nico.
Okay.
He's still hanging on to you, Kazim.
You want to talk to him and you behave like this.
His face does not change.
Are you okay, Kazim?
No. Ow.
That's Kazim's upside down. His arm's kind of up here. He's stuck. He can't fucking move. Face is in the dirt.
Do I take any damage from that, by the way?
No.
Cool.
Nico will pull out his dagger.
Silus, are you sitting next to Nico?
what do you
If Nico pulls out the dagger, I'm walking into my fucking tent.
So you're not gonna see. Okay, that's fine. So again,
Like if Nico is gonna summon Tammy and I can see that happening, I'm fucking off.
okay. So yeah, you see him pulling out the dagger, and Nico, you see that Silus immediately gets up and walks away as soon as you pull it out.
Man,
You guys
it's still
actually need to
holding it.
recoil a bit from that. He actually wasn't expecting him to have such a vivid reaction. Let my friend go, and we'll walk off, and you'll get to speak to him. But not here, and not right now. Let my friend be.
You see him just kind of go, no. Release him.
Oh, fucking hell. God dang it.
So,
God
Silus, you
damn.
saw, as soon as Nico noticed, you did notice that Nico put the blade away. And no longer has it in his hand.
I'm still going in my tent, and I am drawing it shut.
Silas,
You just hear that weak
help.
help.
Something.
Is that funny? Okay.
This is going to be painful. Alright.
Can I say to this guy, are you tourist? What the fuck is happening?
He just completely ignores you and is continuing to stare at Nico.
All right.
God. Okay. Oh, fuck. Oh, I got this. Sure. Sure. Oh my god. Kazim, a fucking army. God damn. Sure. I'm going to release. To tell me.
So you see
Very unhappy.
You see Nico just death staring this elf person as he pulls out the dagger and just kind of just very aggressively just slices his arm open and lets him go. And you see Tammy begin to become more corporeal standing next to him. And he looks down at you, Kazim, and then looks at the Dragonborn and goes, "That is no way to treat our friends, Draxto." And you see the this elf kind of, and he lets you go, Kazim. And you see Tammy standing there and goes, "If this is how you're going to treat our troop, I fear our deal may not be met. Apologize." And you see Draxto, this very confident elf, turn to you, Kazim, and just goes, "I apologize."
Like a dickhead.
I help Kazim up, actually. You know, walk over to him, like, I help him up.
You just see that kind of death glare from who he just called Draxto, as Tammy goes, "Now, if you would like to talk, I feel we can leave our friends to themselves. Understand?" Draxto just kind of nods as they begin walking to the woods, and Nico, as you're watching them walk away, you just see Tammy just kind of quickly turn around and just give you a quick little wink as they walk into the forest.
Okay.
Do I hear any of that with a passive of 15?
Yeah, you
or no?
absolutely heard all of that. You heard somehow, for some reason, you heard Tammy be more fucking aggressive towards this person than you've ever heard him be towards anyone else. And you heard that, you know, his name is Draxto, and you know for some reason he listens to Tammy. And you also heard the part about a deal of some kind.
You okay, Kazim?
Man, now I can't be nearly as mad at Tammy anymore. But now I have this asshole I gotta worry about. Draxto?
That's what he called him.
Do you know anything about that?
What is
Would
I don't know
Kazim-
Jack.
since Kazim knows about the religion of the island, would he connect that?
No, because this doesn't
Ooh.
actually have to do with the religion. This is something totally different that just kind of happened.
Okay.
Yeah. You are a special case.
Oh, Kazim. I don't
Fuck
like
this
this.
guy.
I don't like any of this. Oh, so now
I hate this guy. We gotta get rid of this girl. She's bringing on Traxto, the fucking me flipper.
Well, as we all decide to rest and you have your conversation in the dark to the light of the campfire, and Draxto and Tammy have wandered off into the woods. Silus is laying alone in his tent. I think that is where we're gonna have to end for this week.
Woo.
There truly is not enough time in the day.
There really is not. This was a really good one. I really liked this episode. But
Eventually, we'll have to do a 12-hour stream.
maybe one of these days. I don't know when, but we'll give it a shot.
We'll all take vacation days.
Yeah, right.
I fucking will.
I'll do it. I don't care.
There we go. Okay. So, I want to say thank you guys very much for coming to play with me. Thank you guys for coming to watch us. And episode 17 in the fucking bag. This was a hell of a lot of fun. Please go check out our Spotifys, our YouTubes, our TikToks. And if you're watching on any of that shit, come check us out on Twitch on Sundays, because we have all the fun in the world. I love you guys very much. I love you viewers very much. And who wants to do it this week?
I gave to do it last week, so I'm gonna do it this week. Okay?
Okay.
Oh, blah, blah.
What is a ray of light without the shadow it creates? What is the darkness without desire for flame? What is a warrior without a worthy foe? What would you like to do? It's time to roll. When the lines between good and evil are blurred, no one knows if there is Dune or Paler came first. An ancient struggle throughout all time to push against the other keeps both upright. Is the coming chaos worth the peace? Is it all just a puzzle to complete? A one-sided coin can't exist, isn't real, and thus goes the tales of Ethyl. Thus goes the tales of Ethyl.